Still
It's
don't
alright.
understand why they decided the main character like that.
What?
Old Nagisa or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I legit thought it was a girl for like the first however many episodes
Oh, no.
I watched
Yeah.
until they like
anime.
made it a point.
I knew that was a man.
I mean, again, he is, I believe, intentionally like androgynous in a lot of ways. So it's like, you know,
That, but his mom made him look a girl, like on purpose.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's
I mean,
So,
yeah, they explain it in the in the show and the manga and all that, but like, why do it to begin with? They could have not done that.
it's true. You know.
Just made him look like a basic dude.
Yep.
Because
Which
anime
is-
protagonists.
I was gonna say, like, it wouldn't exactly have been any different from how the vast majority of other mangaka or animes go. Like, they usually make all of their OC or their MCs all look exactly the same or super similar.
Almost that.
Same haircut, same kind of face and look for the most part. You know,
Yep. Something that
They got,
just
like,
fits the majority
trope.
of people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. This
Dude,
kinda looks
either-
like the people that
What
watch
the
this.
fuck?
Well, yeah, or it's like dependent upon their personality, right? If they're like a more outgoing, boisterous personality, they usually have like spiky hair. If they're supposed to be more cool and aloof, they usually have like, shorter, straight hair. Sometimes it'll be a bit longer where it kind of covers their eyes a bit to make them look all
I mean, yeah, but that's
mysterious.
just psychology of character design.
I know, that's what I'm
a
saying.
whole thing you could get
Yeah.
into.
Yeah,
And then we
I
have
mean, it's just
Yukimoto.
We had to go over that in school at one point. I don't think most people paid attention to it, but we did go over it.
yeah.
And then there's Yukimoto.
His whole thing was, he really set himself apart with his hairstyle.
Yeah, his character design does not fit his personality in the slightest.
Well, the irony of it is obviously is like
Virgin.
I guess it was supposed to fit Yami more, of course.
Yeah.
Which it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess by the end of the series, Yugi kind of finally comes into his own. But like his whole vibe is, it's just like, wait, you got a real kind of like punk goth kind of thing going on, but you're like super sweet and innocent for the most part. Otherwise, like,
What'd be funny? Not gonna lie, they could have just changed his hairstyle depending on what personality he's on. Like,
well, they do a little bit. Yeah, no, his hair does actually change slightly whenever he's Yami or Yugi, which is hilarious. Like, no, I mean, not even just his hair, even his posture, like his body also kind of changes. Like
His whole demeanor changes.
yeah, like
It
he
does.
looks taller and like more burly, even though he's super skinny still when he's Yami, and then like he looks much shorter and like thinner as Yugi. It's like wait a minute, hang on. So you're telling me this isn't just a personality change, but an actual like metaphysical morph or something? What's up here?
Some hair goes up, some hair stays down.
I get the feeling that's not who you are talking about.
it is.
Yeah,
that's who we're
that is
talking
who we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I know this one.
Yeah, that's. I would be very disappointed in you if you didn't, Justin. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, everybody knows fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, for God's sakes.
I bet you don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I bet
Oh, I
not.
do know.
Right now, absolutely not. Yeah,
No.
absolutely not.
Back in the day, yes.
Oh yeah, agreed. Same.
They changed so much.
Yeah, hell, I do know they banned Pot of Greed most recently. Like that's
Why? It's a good card. Pot of
exactly.
Greed. I draw
Exactly.
three cards. I
There
draw
are too many combos that you can almost infinitely draw cards or summon shit with Pot of Greed, so they banned it from tournament play.
It's not that bad. It's just
Not
Pot
allowed.
of Greed. I draw 3 cards. I draw Pot of Greed. I draw 3 cards.
Exactly. Yeah. Just constant. I think I don't know if they have a hand limit anymore either, which is another reason why.
What?
Oh shit.
Again, I could be wrong about that, but I think that's another reason why they banned it, because there's not a hand limit anymore. I don't know.
I had
Again,
all 3,
I could be wrong.
and I had all 5 pieces of Exodia.
I mean, who didn't back in the day? I'll be honest with you. I had like you didn't have the Egyptian God cards
I
or
don't like
Exodia?
I don't
I had
play
the God
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cards. I never had Exodia.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had all of Exodia, but I had a couple of Egyptian god cards, I mean that like
3 pieces of Exodia.
I mean,
For a long
I had
time,
all
I was
3
using, like,
Egyptian
one of the
god
ones.
cards, a couple of them actually, and then a couple pieces of Exodia.
One of my exes took all my cards. I'm incredibly sad.
That's
they took
unfortunate.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's
Time
wild.
to rob them.
Well, considering I want to actually go down to Vegas and beat the shit out of him because he did that, motherfucker.
Do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
fair enough. You should challenge him to a duel.
Yeah, with what cards?
Oh,
Don't worry. We could all pool together our leftover decks for you, so you could beat him with the power of friendship, like Yugi did.
And I'll throw in some Pokemon cards. That's all
Yeah,
I
we
have.
know. Yeah, we'll just say special rules. Pokemon cards are like they're like equivalent special summons or something.
And
Exactly.
they'll bring in Magic the Gathering, just make it even crazier.
Oh, God.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Throw in some baseball cards too, just for the fuck of it. Why not?
Yeah, they don't do anything, but they look cool.
Exactly. You get bring in like I summon Joe DiMaggio, to home run king. And, he just his effect instantly just slaps or smashes the shit out of everything on the field on the opponent's side of the field. He just home runs it all away and clears the field.
I'll just throw some tarot cards in there and summon death.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, better yet, throw a deck of many things in there. There you go. Destroy everything and everyone.
Oh my God! I summoned Gun.
I think there might be an actual card that kind of does that. Like, actually.
Yeah, you shoot the player directly. Did I win?
Still not the right Dumbledore.
Why does that just not look like Dumbledore?
It's not. That's not the right Dumbledore.
That looks like Dumbledore.
Maybe I should throw in some Uno cards in there too, because why not?
Yeah, that's doppelganger door.
Just throw the reverse Uno in there.
Nah, throw in the times the +2. You can just add 2 damage to your attack.
And just keep stacking again.
Yeah,
And
man,
again.
fucked up. That
And
man
again.
was fucked up there for a
I
second.
mean, technically, Yugi himself
Mandela
was
effect?
king of games, so I would assume the games means all games, not just a fucking card
I
game.
mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! The king of cheating. He's the king of cheating. We all know this.
I mean, yeah, that heart of the card is
Started
bullshit.
an activity.
Why? Why?
Alright, now that I've gotten your attention.
You can get our attention in so many ways.
I was gonna say you could have just
Right.
said something like.
We
Yeah,
have
that's not
this.
monologuing. Like dead ass. He just monologued about the D session.
Hey, you could have just started going off about what happened last session. We probably would have shut up.
I mean, we were just doing filler right now to wait for you to get done with whatever you're doing. So.
I would have played putt-putt.
See.
Don't play against Justin. If you keep winning, he'll wage quit.
Yeah, he'll
I'll
just
finish
quit.
the fucking thing. Anyways, in our last session, we visited an underwater city. Very peaceful. Very, very demure.
Very mindful.
Very mindful. It is there we encountered a healer by the name.
You don't even remember her name, do you?
I was gonna say you forgot. It's Malara.
So here's the thing. I remembered Madame Hartwell, and it was Malara. It was Malara Hartwell.
Yes,
We
I
encountered
put it down
a
as
healer
Dr. Malara, Madame Hartwell.
We encountered a healer by the name of Madame Hartwell, who revealed her name to be Malara. And she decided to join us on our journeys. She is a Triton. She's a level 7 cleric. She has no fucking shit besides a white spear.
Yeah, put the
we
moves
traveled
on her.
through the seas for a bit, and we reached the city of Rontano. It is there we finished our session last, with Relius and Orin arguing over interpersonal discussions. As we dock into the city of Rontano. There are 2 guards there and a dockman waiting for us as we pull in. As I recall, Aurelius just shot a seagull.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah.
You shot
I
it.
think he did that.
I did that
He
at the
did that.
beginning of last session.
Yeah, he did that before, and now like after we had cleansed the last of the curse, I guess, out of him. That's
No. He shot the. If you go to the recording, it's in the last
Did I just
15.
shoot a
It's
seagull?
in the last 10 minutes of the recording.
Yeah, he shot the seagull tonight. Sent it to Ramon.
Yeah, but again, he did that before we cleansed like the last of the stuff out of him. Because after that, we then began to walk off the ship after we did that.
What'd that poor seagull ever do to you?
Exist.
Apparently, I was hungry or tried to feed somebody, or maybe I just wanted to shoot someone. I
I
don't.
think he just wanted to shoot it. Is what it came down to. He was just feeling kind of homicidal at the moment. He was just like, "Hey, there's something to kill." Yeah.
As we pull up
Yeah,
and
Aurelius
dock
has
into
not been
great
in the
city
best of minds.
As we pull up and dock into the great city of Rontano, 2 guards and a dockman stand there waiting as we put more into their port. The guards are fairly armed, and they're standing close to the dockman as the dockman says, "Welcome to the city of Rontano. May I know the purpose of your visit today?"
What are we here for again?
Oh, pleasure, of course.
Well, we were also looking to, restock on provisions as is needed, since we're planning on going for a pretty good while after this.
You didn't want to fly over the land, so
Narius, what are we doing here?
We're here to make preparations for a longer journey through the seas.
Yeah,
Currently,
see?
our plan was to stop here so we could make it around this peninsula. Oh, wait, I'm not sharing my screen for y'all. I'm sure y'all aren't watching the recording.
Yeah, no, we can't see shit, GM.
The recording should
God.
be working right now, though.
How dare you? You don't watch
Regardless,
that.
Just blind. Just making us blind, right?
Exactly.
we are currently in the city of Rontano here, and our goal is to get enough supplies from here to make it probably all the way to the city of Caspo by sea.
Didn't you take a
As
mission
far
or
as we
something?
possibly can, anyway.
Pretty sure
We
you
don't-
took a mission to do something
I don't think so, no.
We had
from
only
underwater.
I took a mission to defeat some sort of serpent underwater at a different spot at some point. But that was still like under the sea and further. Was it
us.
east or west, GM?
At the time, it was to the east, I believe. But now we have moved north a good bit, so it would be the southeast from here.
Yeah, so it'd be down there. Good reason to come back
It would be
at
in
some
this
point.
area.
Hmm.
Let me add my.
So, I mean, we could go and deal with that first if we wanted, potentially. Although I'm not entirely sure how we'd get down. Although I think we do still have some more of those underwater reeds that allow us to breathe.
I didn't pick up more than I had to use. So, not me.
But again, I think they gave us at least like 4 pairs to last like a day or whatever. And we only use, I think, at max 2 pairs.
I'm sure Malara has plenty.
She just like looks up. Yes, quite. She looks like opens a bag, and she's just like, reads. Yes, I have those.
Oh, how many do you have?
Well, that's helpful.
I have several. She says. She just looks at me.
Well, you wouldn't happen to know, like, how to collect more of them if we ever end up running out, would you?
Well, we could always farm them from under the seas.
Well, yeah, so that's what I was meaning. Like, you know, like where we might be able to find them. I assume they're not necessarily just growing, just necessarily anywhere, but hopefully, I assume with your expertise, we'd probably be able to get some. I mean, I'm sure Nereus could easily enough dive down and pick them up as necessary.
Nereus just like looks over at you and he says, I don't, what do they look like?
You literally shoved them up your nose before, man. How have you forgotten what they look
I
like?
have never shoved anything up my nose.
Oh, that's right. You didn't need to. Never mind. I take it
Yeah.
back. You're
They
right.
were up my nose.
They were up everyone else's nose that needed to breathe.
Okay. Yes, I can do this. For sure. He looks over, like, he goes over to the edge of the ship and, like, looks down, like, right here?
We don't
No,
need
no,
them
we don't-
now, Nereus.
Yeah, exactly.
okay,
We don't need
yes,
them now. Just whenever we might need to, you know? And obviously, you should probably go with Malara to make sure that you get the right ones, of course.
Alright. Makes sense. He walks over to the people that are standing there and he says, yes, I am Captain Longstrider of the Unsinkable 2. We are here simply to gather supplies for a journey to the north. The docksman holds up a clipboard and he says, "All right, you have 2 hours to dock, otherwise you will have to pay a fee for overnight."
How much is the fee exactly?
It's going to be 50 gold.
Okay.
Well, let's go get supplies then.
Well, I mean, do we not want to maybe just spend the night to lessen the load if we want to keep traveling, you know?
It's up to you how fast you guys want to go.
Is there anything here we need other than supplies?
I'm not sure, but perhaps if we explore a little bit more, we'll find some.
True.
I'm sure you can ask the dock person if there's anything around here worth staying for.
True. I'm gonna look towards him and ask, where is your nearest
After
brothel?
the fact, of course.
Oh,
Up
yeah,
to you guys.
Say it
yes.
again.
Where's your nearest brothel?
All right. That's getting straight to the
Oh my
point
God.
for you. Okay.
You dog, you.
Yeah, you know, fair enough. I appreciate a man who's straight to the point. Well done.
Thank you.
Respect.
Of course.
If that is your purpose here, then you can go to El's Gate, outside the walls.
No brothel. Okay. Where's your nearest bar then, or tavern?
There's going to be a tavern in Spirit Reach, as well as one in Whitway.
All right.
Now, if you're going for supplies, it's this building here. They're like showing us a little map. This building here will be where you'll gather your supplies. We are currently over here. If you wish to get supplies and you don't intend on staying for a day, I recommend going there first. If you intend on staying the day, you must leave all weapons aboard your ship.
Go. Where do we have to go to then have to leave our weapons aboard the ship exactly?
Well, if you plan to enter the city at all, you have to leave your weapons aboard the ship.
Ah, I see. All right then. Well, it's not particularly a problem for me personally. But, as he kind of turns and looks at everyone else.
Ah, I see. So we must cut off your hands.
I mean, that still doesn't really solve the problem, does it?
Yeah, that's a point.
True.
What do we do if we are the weapon?
Well, then you stay on your ship, and we'll send a messenger
Oh.
to the store with the supplies you are requiring.
Well,
I feel like that would be rather kind of like bigoted or racist in a way. I mean, because everyone can technically be a weapon, right?
Well, then everyone doesn't have to technically be here.
But anyone in there though,
know-
like what if somebody just punches me in the face?
Well, then they will
You know,
be
you're so
executed
right.
swiftly.
I'm gonna just put my revolver and rapiers in Oren's hand and walk inside to the nearest tavern. You're so right. Have a nice day, guys. I'll be back.
Oh no! Before you leave the
Yes,
ship, they're
bye-bye.
gonna pat you down and everything, so make sure you have no weapons.
Oh, okay. Oh, but okay, guys, I'm ready.
Orin just like throws the rapier and the gun on the ship, like on the deck of the ship, just like, all right, cool. Orin will then start taking out his own revolvers. He's got like 4 of them, where he just like unholsters them, and like he'll also put them in the ship in a nice secure spot. I think that's probably the only weapons that he has on him.
Nereus goes and writes on a piece of parchment and hands it to Relius. And it's just a list of supplies needed for the ship.
I do apologize, brother, but I am a weapon. So I must stay on the ship. And I hand the message to the guy at the dock that we were talking to.
They just look confused. They're like, so wait, so someone is going in town, someone's not going in town. I have 2 going, 1 staying, 2 staying. What's going on here?
Obviously,
I mean, again,
I'm going, I'm staying. I don't see the confusion.
Well, I mean, brother, I mean, do you want to go? Staying because you feel like you're a weapon.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really have any use of going in there. If you find anything interesting, do tell me, though.
Fair enough, then.
So it's Kisa, are you going into town?
Yeah, I'll go.
So Kisa,
Have to take off my weapons.
Melara, would you like to join us as well, or would you prefer to stay aboard the ship and get acclimated here?
she's already like getting patted down. She's like, I'm definitely going to see what this is like. A city of
I was hoping so. Alrighty then.
Hello?
What time of day is it?
That is a pretty good one, though. Strict city rules. No weapons allowed. No exceptions for you, monk. Go ahead. Disarm me.
I mean, bards too, because they're just instruments.
Nobody sees bards as a threat. Anyways,
Exactly.
What time of day is it, sir?
'Twould be morning, I believe.
Oh, okay. He's going to a brothel. Interesting.
Not
Hey, I guess, to get the most bang for his buck. I mean, they probably have like a call it when you go early, like the movie theaters. You get like a discount for it.
Special.
Something like that. Not quite that, but it's matinee. That's what it's called. It's gonna get like the matinee special.
I mean, with high performance, you can get money out of anywhere. I'm doing it for pleasure and money. Mostly pleasure.
Hey, if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life, they say.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or in this case, I suppose it's enjoy who you do.
As y'all disembark the ship and make your way towards the town, the walls around this city are fairly large. Coming from where we are coming from, we pass by some rather shabby shacks on the way to the gate. At the gate, there's 4 armed guards that are just watching vigilantly as we approach. One of them says, "Stop! Name of the captain of your ship."
Well, the captain of our ship is known as Captain Longstrider, and our ship's name is the Unsinkable 2.
How long do you intend on staying within our walls?
Did we pay the 50 gold?
Not yet, I don't believe. We haven't decided just yet, but we were planning on just kind of, at the moment, restocking, maybe sightseeing a little bit, and if we decide to stay a little longer, we were going to pay, I guess, the docking fee for at least one night, if potentially not longer, but probably usually just a day, if anything.
All right, well, you can enter. But do know, if you cause any trouble, it will be met with swift retribution.
Understood.
They let y'all pass through into the city.
When I was younger, I was known as Swift Retribution. So, I guess they were meeting.
That's a pretty cool, edgy name. I like that. Swift Retribution, Kisa Ironfang.
as you walk in, the first thing you notice about this city as y'all approach in is that there are several buildings, but they're all in various states of disrepair.
Oh boy, this
The
place has
road-
seen better days, I think.
The road is comprised completely of just dirt and mud.
No cobblestone. My
No
word.
cobblestone. The people
Oh, wow.
around here generally don't look very happy.
No.
I can't imagine why.
I would have expected that if they were being so, strict with security, that they'd have something that was a little bit more like our underwater friends, a bit more of a utopia or something. You know, they're heavily
Ooh.
regulating things, but this just seems depressing.
You think I have less restoration?
For?
A child bumps into you, Orin.
Oh, sorry about that, lad. I apologize. Or lassie, whichever one.
You notice that their hands were reaching for your pockets as they bumped into you.
Yeah, I kind of feel like. Although I will say, not the best attempt I've ever seen of someone trying to pick me pockets, but I can appreciate the attempt for sure. As he kind of looks down at the kid, what's kind of his physical description?
This is a tiefling child who he is currently he's wearing almost rags. A lot of the people here are in this same kind of state.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like look down at him. I'm like, but you know, again, you should be a bit more careful about who you try to pick, my boy. You wouldn't necessarily run into people as forgiving as myself. But that being the case, here you go. I'll hand him a gold piece.
Shit.
He takes the gold piece and he runs off. But you notice that several other of the children around have all eyed you because they now know that you have gold.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he literally stares at every last one. If you think that you're good enough, feel free to give it a go. But I warn you, as I said, if you fail, it's going to get progressively harder and harder for those who try.
Don't try it with me.
The kids just like run off down like an alley.
I think he says that. All the kids are scared of keys.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
I thought it would be a fun little game we could play. Fair enough.
Weird though. I mean,
Play it
encouraging
with
steal.
you, fine. Play it with you, fine. With me, no, I don't take that kind of crap.
Well, fair enough, I suppose.
You all notice the aroma of burning coal, and you can see dark clouds rising from certain buildings within the city.
You know, this might not be a good place to get money from.
This might not be a good place in general.
It
Where's
certainly is coming across rather depressing for first impressions, for sure.
Malara's just looking around wide-eyed. She's like, so this is what it's like on the surface.
Well,
this is
No,
not a bad version
just
of it.
here.
I mean, you know, there again, like as I said before, down beneath, the surface is very diversified, very varied and wide in terms of culture, you know, experience and whatever. This is just one small part of the world that you're witnessing, and unfortunately, not the most positive by the looks of things.
'Tis the lesser world of Corellia.
Well, let's continue searching around a bit. Maybe we can find some more redeemable qualities or aspects of the town.
I have a feeling we won't, but
Not with that attitude. Now, come now. You got to give it a fair shake, you know.
What's the first thing y'all are
Never
going
judge
to
a book by its cover.
What's the first thing y'all are going to be making y'all's way to?
I still went to that tavern.
I think Oren would want to secure our provisions first, and then we can start fucking off the rest of the day. Obviously, just to make sure that we have,
Yeah.
you know,
I
all
would
of
say
our ducks in a
Monty's
row.
not like going alone in this city, so he's not going to be walking alone.
So if that's the case, then Nereus would have given you the paper with the list of supplies we need, Orin.
Perfect.
And
Yeah, Orin will then make his way to start collecting them.
as we continue our way down this main road, the buildings don't get any nicer. And as we approach this intersection here, we notice you can go right and go straight, but this area is a rather large gallows with several bodies hanging.
Oh.
They have small signs hung around their necks depicting their crimes.
Is that what they do to people who...
Well, one way to find out, or read the signs around them to see what their crimes were exactly.
They vary. Some of them are like reasonable, like murder and conspiracy to commit treason to the crown. And then also you have things like thievery and failure to pay for domicile.
Failure to pay for domicile. That seems a bit extreme, don't you think?
Do they
It's
just...
one.
The punishment's a bit too much for some of these...
As you
This one literally says a person just sneezed without covering their mouth. What the hell is that about?
As you look, any level of crime at all is seen as a punishable offense. And any punishable offense is only dealt with in one way: execution. There's no
What's the
prison
age-
here because they can't afford to keep prisoners alive.
I see. What's the age range of those bodies hanging?
The youngest you see would be a child about the age of 8.
This is
And he has
good.
theft. He has thievery on his.
Well, I think that our vote should be we get all of our shit here as quickly as we can. This place seems depressing as hell.
Yeah, we could do that.
Ironically, this part of the town is called Spirit Reach.
I wonder why.
Making our way right down towards the shop. The shop is a rather large building with several people standing outside it. There is a very bulky Loxodon standing at the main entrance of the building, and he is holding onto a rifle and he is just watching around him. As we approach, he says, "You have gold to spend?"
We do.
All right, he steps aside. Make it brief.
Okay. Orm, welcome. And Orin will move past him.
As you step inside, there's a man turned around behind the counter, and he is just shouting at workers in the like back area of the store. And you notice that most of the workers there are goblins. It's a humanoid. It's just a human man that is standing there in front of us, but he is faced the other way. As he turns around, you notice that he has 2 eye patches on.
Huh. I feel like just a blindfold might make more sense, but I can't lie. I do kind of like the vibe you're putting out, friend.
He points like 3 feet away from you, and he says, "First of all, this isn't a style choice. These are medical accessories."
Oh, okay. Sure. Do
you
they
notice
function
a guy-
better than just a blindfold would? Just like one whole piece of cloth?
As he's about to answer, you notice like just a tiny goblin arm just kind of stand up and point it, move his arm to be pointing towards you.
Oh.
He says, "These help me maintain my eyesight."
Oh, are they magical?
Oh, no.
Oh.
He doesn't give you
Have
any
it?
explanation.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, I just stare at him for like a good solid minute for a moment, like just silence, like waiting, but then it's like, so how do they help you maintain your sight exactly?
He says, "Well, what can I help you with today?"
Okay, sure.
Wow.
With my passive insight, can I tell he's just talking shit. Like he's just kind of full of shit. Like
Man, because your passive insight is what?
it's 17, just passively.
The 17. This guy is like legitimately got a few screws loose.
Okay.
The only worker of his that's not a goblin is that Loxodon that guards the front door.
Okay.
And whenever he was shouting at like goblins back there, you could tell he wasn't shouting towards any of them in particular, just shouting at them all.
Yeah.
He says, "What are you after today?"
Oh, well, we're looking to obtain these items here for our ship. A bit more, equipment and just resources for our journey, and Orin will just list them all off.
Yes. All right. For this amount of supplies, I'm going to have to sell you. It's going to cost about 10,000 gold. Yes.
Can I do an insight check, or even my passive? Tell me if you're trying to fleece us here.
Oh, 100%. Everyone in this city is going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Orin will kind of just narrow his eyes a bit, and he's like, well, I can certainly understand the current economic positions that everyone has here or whatnot. I can assure you that most of this stuff is this is not our first rodeo, it costs around this much, and Orin will obviously throw out the number. I assume if Nereus didn't already write down that we would just be aware of based off our previous experience of buying these supplies.
Based off of the amount of supplies on the list, at a reasonable location, it would probably run about 2,000 gold.
Yeah. Around 2,000 would be the reasonable actual price for what we're requesting. 10,000's a bit steep, I'd say.
He just looks at you and he says, "Are you calling me a thief in my own store?"
Yes.
Well, I don't know if I would say a thief per se, but you're certainly trying to squeeze out more than the actual cost is worth. Which again, like I said, I can appreciate and respect your position. It just so happens that we're not a bunch of green, gullible gussies for you to take advantage of. That's all. So I would just say in the means of mutual respect for mutual business individuals such as ourselves, we'd appreciate the more reasonable price here.
To Orin, he says, "You know what? Let me see that list again, and I'll see what I can do." And he reaches his hand out towards where Keith is standing.
Yeah, and he looks at him and he's like, I believe your solution here has a couple of holes, namely the two in your skull currently, being you can't read the thing, right? That's why I kind of listed off the ingredients and items themselves.
Don't get fresh with me, boy. Just give me the list.
Guys, he can't run. The goblins need to move his legs for him. Just take the shit.
Take the shit.
Okay, sure. Orin will just first off commit everything to memory real quick. He'll also kind of just take out another piece of paper and write it down on a separate piece of paper and then give him the list.
He takes the list and he looks and he holds it out like he's reading it, and he brings it closer to his face and then holds it further again to get a better angle. And he says, 4,000 gold. Best I can do.
2,500.
37.
27.
35.
28.
He just leans in close to where he thinks you are, which is just
yeah, not at all correct. Yeah.
And he says 32. Final offer.
3,000 final offer, or you can stay here in your humdrum town without any ounce of actual, business for another months or two.
If he was facing you, he would be just look like he was trying to stare at you.
Yeah. Or will legitimately just inch himself over just to be actually like eye level with him just to actually have like an actual thing here.
You want me to pick you up? It can be eye level.
Yes, please, if you'd be so kind.
Mhm.
As you pick him up and you hold him eye level, he just like he just has a brief moment. You could tell that he almost like he has a whiff of something, and he says, "Oh," and he has a big kind of creepy smile go across his face, and he says, "All right, 3,000."
Fair enough. Can I roll an insight check to see what it was? I think I know, but just to be sure.
Yes.
I don't trust this bullshittery, man. I don't trust this bullshittery.
Not great. It's only a 14.
With a 14, you can't tell what hideous thoughts this creature across from you may be thinking.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'll give him 3,000 then of the ship gold that
Y'all have been putting the oil on, right?
yeah, we've all been putting the oil on, but we'll see.
Just making sure.
As he takes the gold from you, he shouts some words in like goblin language. And
Goblin?
and suddenly almost like a mini army of goblins just start running around frantically, and then you notice that they start carrying barrels and crates out of the store.
68,785.
He says, "You're a gnome, aren't you?"
Well, look at you. That's quite the hunker you got yourself. That'd be correct.
I've smelled all kinds of things, except for the seaweed smell that I'm getting from somewhere. And he just kind of looks like he's smelling towards Malara.
Creepy.
That's impressive indeed. I suppose with the loss of one sense, perhaps another is amplified to compensate. I've heard stories of such things before.
He makes a very confused face, and he just says, "Wait, what do you mean?"
Never mind. And Oren just kind of just shakes his head like, nah, never mind.
All right. Well, they'll have all of your stuff delivered to your ship in about the next 30-40 minutes or so. So just
Wonderful.
do me a favor as you leave. Hand this to the Loxodon at the door, and he hands you a bill of sale.
Alrighty then. Sure. Yeah, Oren will take it.
Whenever you take it and you look at it, you can tell it looks like something that somebody that can't see would write. Like it's just like scribbles on a piece of paper.
All right. Sure. You have such beautiful penmanship, I say.
All right. Now avoid the kids outside. They might try to steal your money. Now get out of
Oh, yes. They've already tried a bit. It's fine.
He turns back around and he just starts talking to somebody that's just not there.
What are you saying?
Yes, for sure, 100%. I got the gold. I will do anything that is necessary, whatever you require of me.
It's like with our blind sight, it's not anybody that's like actually invisible, right?
There's nobody there. There's nobody there.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. That's what I assume, but be sure. All right, yeah. Oren will be like, all right, well, let's go. I suppose we can. Again, I feel like it probably would be best if we just make our way back to the ship and be on our way. I don't think there's much this place really has to offer us in terms of like memorable, positive, pleasurable experiences for the most part.
I mean, you might be right, but I still at least want to see one tavern, just to a little peek inside, at least to see how it looks.
Well, I suppose
I wouldn't.
I mean, I just get a particularly weird vibe from this place, Mono. Maybe we should just, save it, and maybe we can stop off at another town before we continue on our way fully, just to, keep the streak going. But for now, it might be best to play it safe and just be on our way.
I guess I'll do it for once.
Let's get going. Believe me, I would also love to join you as well. I feel the same. I usually like to try to savor as many of our stops and destinations and places as much as possible, but there's something about this place that just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's a tick on the ass of society.
Right. Kind of that, yeah. It's just a very depressing place. So, best to just be on our way. Especially if it's so regulated where we can't even defend ourselves. Just a bit too risky, I think.
As y'all step out of the building, the Loxodon steps to the side for y'all to get past the doorway.
I'll hand him the bill of sale.
He grabs it, he looks at it, and he just shakes his head yeah, right, and he shoves it in his pocket. He just says, "Checks out. Come visit us again, sir."
All right.
Quick question. Is that an actual writing or?
He just looks at you and he says, "I don't know how to read."
Oh, okay.
Still checks out, all things considered. Fair enough. All right.
Why does that not surprise me?
The Loxodon
Thank you very
just
much.
glares at you, Kisa. He's like, "What do you mean?"
She
Exactly
didn't
what
mean
I
anything
said.
by it. Oh, no, she didn't mean anything by it. She was just, making conversation here or there. It's just a joke. Fine. We'll be on our way now. Thank you, sir. And he'll start pushing Kisa from behind away. For someone who you don't want to get into trouble, you certainly seem prone to just inadvertently insulting people.
I'm just commenting that doesn't surprise me. I didn't realize commenting the truth isn't troubling.
Yeah, sometimes it can be if you say it in a particularly derogatory manner.
For being a Loxodon, he really has some thin skin. If he was taking offense to that,
It's true, but hey, again, you never want. To be fair, you look at me, and other things could probably surprise people. You never know what someone might be going through at any time.
Give me a perception check.
me,
Okie dokie.
It could be anybody in that group.
I got you. I think I have the highest perception.
Malara
got plus
actually
one,
has
yeah.
a +5 perception.
Oh, I have +3.
I got +10, so yeah, I'll go. Not a great roll though. That's only a 15. My passive is 20 though, if that matters at all.
So with the passive being 20 and the roll of 15, you can't tell where it's coming from, but you just feel like you're being watched. Sure, you can tell that there's beggars on the street and everything that are looking at us, but you feel like there's a set of eyes on us that we can't see.
Oren's kind of spine just starts to tingle, and he gets a bit of goosebumps, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. I had a feeling that would happen at some point. I'm getting me scribblies, me sussy scribblies."
As you're trying to put your thoughts into words here, in front of our path, a half elf gets thrown through a window right in front of us.
Oh boy! Did he break through the window, or is the window open?
No, it was he broke through the window, he was thrown out of this building. There's an angry Leonin standing at the other side of the window, and he says, "Don't come back, or I'll make sure the guards deal with you swiftly." And the Leonin kind of fades from the view as he goes further into this his building.
Does the elf look fucked up, or is he getting up right now, or is he just kind of laid out?
The half elf in front of us, he looks like he's got some bruises on his face, but as soon as he had hit the ground, he had pretty much started getting up, and he looks around and he just sees us, and he just gives us this wry smile and a quick wink, and he takes off into the crowd.
Well, that was interesting.
I'm communicating Oren's mind. Do you think that was? Nah. You think Relius transformed? He's still on the boat, isn't he?
I would assume so. I doubt that he would. For one, I highly doubt it's Aurelius. Even if he did transform into an elf, there's no way he would just take a beat from some dude and throws him out onto the floor like that. He would absolutely destroy him and then get into further trouble because of it.
I cannot use my fist.
True. I mean, even if it was Aurelius, I don't think you'll get caught like that, though.
Like, I have a +2 and then 0 damage. Like, I can
Let me see.
I mean, I would assume that you would have like a something that you would like
That's
smuggle.
wild. I do 2 damage.
I would literally struggle to find a knife to hurt someone if I was in a fight.
Either way, I don't think that's Aurelius, though. Well, I guess only one way to find out. Let's head back to the boat, the ship, and be on our way. Also, we should move faster because I definitely feel like we're being watched. And I'm communicating all of this telepathically, but he still whispers the last part just for dramatic effect.
Why'd you whisper? That's. I mean,
It's for dramatic effect. It's kind of to convey the seriousness of the situation.
that's. They might know our plan now. You know.
Well, no, because we're speaking telepathically. How could they can't intercept our thoughts?
We're being watched, so now they know we're being watched. You know.
But you know that we're being watched. They don't know that we know that they're watching us, though.
Is our stuff being delivered?
It is.
Yeah, it should be. He said it would be delivered within like half an hour or so, or whatever.
Why do I trust him to not deliver it?
Well, he's quite, shady. But we could probably, tell the name, shop, or the guards, and if he doesn't deliver within the allotted time, that within.
Well, here's some thoughts. Did we actually tell him what boat we're on?
Yeah, we have the whole thing right here on the piece of paper that I for him.
That he clearly could see.
I said I listed it out for him. I didn't just let him read it.
Okay.
As we're continuing forward, the half-elf had ran in this direction. As we get back to that intersection where the gallows were, we notice that same half-elf is currently standing in the middle of that intersection, surrounded by multiple guards.
Oh boy, this is not looking pretty.
Huh. Seemed to be him.
He, as we approach, we can hear the half-elf saying, "I am here. Come get me. Come fucking try. You think because I don't have any weapons on me that I can't take you all down?"
Well, I can certainly appreciate his chutzpah. I like his style.
He looks around, and as he looks over at us, he just kind of gives us a smile again, almost like he recognizes us.
Like Oren will kind of just raise an eyebrow, and he'll telepathically communicate with him like, "Why do you keep giving us such the goo-goo smile eyes there, friend? We know you from somewhere."
You feel like he can actually telepathically speak back to you. And he says,
Yeah.
"I have watched a few of y'all's actions and inactions. Did not mean to get stuck in this city, but here we are." And as he's standing there and he's kind of doing this little circle around, he says, "I'll tell you what. If you guards fuck off and let me leave, you don't have to die today."
Uh-oh. Oren will telepathically communicate with the others be ready to start dashing to the exit. Things are maybe going to start popping off in just a second. Our friend here is definitely far more than he initially appears.
I mean, makes sense. I was, tuned into that little convo you were having.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to hear him. That was just between the two of us.
Oh, no. I heard... in your mind, man. I heard you talk.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm joking.
The
Yeah.
guards start laughing at him, and one sounds a horn. And as the half elf hears this horn, he starts ripping at his skin.
Oh, here we go. Get ready, everyone.
He emerges out as a large owlbear. He lets
He's
out
a were-owlbear.
He lets out a
Or a
shriek,
druid, maybe.
and he starts swatting guards left and right. And a loud alarm starts playing.
The fuck did I just see?
Possibly.
Well, it seemed like, I was going to say, it seemed like formed from a half-elf to an owlbear now. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's particularly, impressive, especially from what we can do, but maybe from most people's perspective it would be. He might be a druid, or maybe he's another shapeshifter. Ooh, maybe he's a were-owlbear.
Can they look up? Is it night? Is this like day right now?
It's
Like,
just
I'm like,
dark
isn't it day
outside,
right
but
now?
mostly from the warehouse fog, warehouse smog.
You know that's not how most where people's abilities work, right? Unless you're cursed with lycanthropy or I guess therianthropy, then you might not be able to control it. But many people who are born with it or have mastered it can just shift and shape at will.
The owlbear takes down a few of the guards and then launches himself into the air. Spears and bullets being shot at him as he slowly starts shrinking smaller and smaller until he's just the size of a raven.
But he's still an owlbear, but the size of a raven?
He turns into a raven.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, he's a shape-shifting master right there. Look at that. That's impressive.
He flies high in the sky, and we notice that the gates around the city are starting to close because of the alarm.
Yep, let's move. Come on now, keep going. Oren's gonna start rushing towards the gates. He's gonna be like, hang on, hold the gates. We're trying to get back to our ship.
I followed suit.
They're not gonna let us.
Y'all actually do make it through in time because the guards that would have been stationed there were currently trying to take down this raven flying in the sky.
As we get out, though, Oren will kind of turn back and he'll kind of look up and try to keep sight of where the raven is in the air.
You can tell that it's never left sight of us. It's gotten fairly high and it has gotten to where it feels safe to not be hit by anything thrown at it right now. But it is still within your eyesight. With your passive 20 perception.
Fair.
Perception.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Oren will kind of just keep an eye on it and be like, well, let's not dilly-dally. Things have gotten a bit intense. We probably don't want to be here for the fallout for that. So let's get back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
As we get to the docks, there's a bunch of goblins that are standing there just staring they look pretty much helpless because the doors to the city are closed and they just look like, oh fuck, we're gonna get in trouble for this. But they have all of our barrels and crates on the dock.
Thank you very much for your incredible work timing, friend. And also, terribly sorry about your current place of employment. Here, Scuff.
One of them throws themselves at your foot. Please take us with you.
Well, honestly, I don't think that would be too bad. We probably could use a couple of dock hands. They would be able to help.
We don't need more mouths to feed.
There's a total of 7 goblins out here.
They're not. Look at them. They're as big as I am. See, take up that much. They don't require that much food and feeding. Plus, they're probably incredibly hard workers. You saw them. Look at that. He'll turn and look at them. He's like, "Are you?"
We'll catch what we eat. We'll sail the sails. We'll do whatever you need. Just get us out of here, please.
Look at them. Look how sweet. Look how darling and adorable they look. Go up to one of them and he's gonna pull his cheeks apart to kind of show him smiling and stuff.
Aurelius is
again.
gonna come out over the bow of the boat and start shooting them with water, like a little water gun at them. I said, get the fuck out of here! Disgusting fucking goblins!
Jesus, Relius, brother, come on now.
They just run. They just scatter in all directions.
Wait, no.
God,
Where'd you get the water gun, Relius?
I made it for those things. I didn't think we were gonna see any here. I knew this place was disgusting, but my God.
Good Lord, what's wrong with you? Fucking Christ, why are you being so mean?
This place fucking sucks. Do y'all not understand my disinterest?
I kind of forgot. Doesn't Relius think of them as like roaches?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I felt like this would be a great time to show him otherwise. He's never actually interacted with goblins at all. So
Why
we
do
had
you
shown
think
him.
the supplies are still on the dock? I didn't allow them up here.
Why would you not allow them? What is wrong with you? He just like he literally like looks over at you, just like aghast, just like
sitting there right there with me, just like cross-armed.
yeah. He's just
Herb
like
and Nereus probably both just like keep them goblins away from my ship.
Like you have the
fuck is
three
wrong
worst
with
people
all of
on
you?
the ship.
Well, I'm not putting this up, and I walk on the ship.
I don't
Fine
have the
then.
strength to put
If you
that
didn't
up,
want
and
to
I go
let the
back
goblins-
down and read the book. Or start reading.
if you didn't
my
want
book.
to let the goblins do their job, then you guys come shit onto the boat yourselves. Then
I'm already under the boat.
Nereus and Herb would.
Orin will go and drag you back up if he has to. Be like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Pick things up and just load them onto the ship. He's like, finally, nobody will be able to put these in the places they don't belong. And he's just like carrying each thing individually down. Herb stands there looking disapproving at Orin. He's like, you know how your brothers feel about goblins.
They have no right to feel that way about goblins, except for maybe
He
what
really
you
just doesn't care
have put
for
in their
our
head.
feelings, does he?
I mean, I'm quite neutral towards goblins. Like, I don't hate them or like them. They're just neutral.
Herb says, your mother was killed by goblins. He's obviously just making shit up.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I know.
Orin just like
possible.
stares at Herb, just like that's
I look at Herb
real low.
with downfall. Like what? That doesn't make sense.
Like Orin just looks at him so disapprovingly, just so disappointed. He's just like, that was low, Herb, real low.
Exactly, and plus, like that doesn't make sense. I mean, a goblin killing someone that strong. I don't see.
Well, I mean, to be
Herb,
fair,
Herb
it's
gives
not
you a very sharp elbow
impossible, but-
into your ribs. He's like, guards over there, your mother was killed by goblins.
Well, of course, yes. She was a strong, powerful knight. I don't think she'll die to a goblin.
He just said he looks like he's almost like he's trying to keep up the act, and then he says, then he sees an opportunity. He's like, oh, you think goblins couldn't kill your mother? Why is that?
Enough of them going, they can kill anything.
I mean, look, here's the thing. Goblins are just like anyone else. Like, again, how exactly can you demonize or hate anyone else for apparently hating us for what we are, when you hate goblins just simply for what they are? You don't even know them. In fact, they were being helpful. And you're just being absolute assholes to them. You're as bad as the people who want to kill us. For sport.
I think you just don't understand goblins.
And you do? How can you claim that you have? You've never even met one for real.
She kind of looks around at the group. He said, "Where did you get that notion?"
You know what? I have an idea. Is there any like goblin that's like close enough for me to talk in their head?
No, they all ran the fuck away.
Yeah. I wanted to see if I can prove a point.
They
are conveniently no longer here for to prove a point. No.
To be fair, I said they ran away before it was asked. Okay.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I was trying to prove a point though, and then they disappeared. So
Wait, where'd they run though? Because isn't this the dock?
they ran back, I guess, to the gate,
They're
or
probably
maybe
just like
scattered.
at the gate, like fuck. Let us
Yeah,
in.
There's slums around the city, outside the walls.
yeah, maybe they
Yeah.
went there. I guess.
It is worth of note, the nicest part about this city was its walls.
What?
Wow. What's its walls? That's a what?
I mean, hey, you know, with how heavy they are with their probably don't get many people to pass through to, especially if we can try and fleece everyone who does come through.
I mean, most people know to avoid Corellia.
Yeah,
Really
for
just
the
want
most
no
part.
part of this place.
This is the lesser world of Corellia.
Lesser for a reason.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna stay on the ship.
we technically haven't explored anywhere like this. Like, we're on just about.
We're all standing on the ship, and the guards are still standing there. They're kind of staring at us, wondering what we're going to do, if we're going to leave or try to stay. And a cat rubs against Relius's leg.
Oh, what's an adorable little bastard? Come here, you.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, he looks at the cat and he's like, "So, is there a particular reason that you're following us now? You want to explain how you know us and why you're stalking us exactly?" As he'll telepathically communicate that with everyone, but specifically he's directing it towards the cat.
The cat.
I'm just holding him, scratching his head.
The cat looks at you, and telepathically it says, it doesn't it says this, meow.
Oh, that's cute. That's quite cute and clever. But for real though, and he's gonna kind of go over. He's like, "Relius, may I hold the cat, please?"
Let's just get our stuff.
Hold
and
on.
go.
I'm gonna put the cat on the ground. If he will let you, I will allow it.
Okay. And he kind of looks at the cat and he's like, again, just to him, he's like, "If you could go ahead and just, be honest, or you don't have to turn back now, of course, since we'll sail away before that, but you can still just talk telepathically, obviously, or I'll throw you in the water."
That's kind of rude.
He said that just to the cat.
You know,
He just
you
takes off
telepathically
below deck.
eavesdrop on us all the time.
Yeah, I have detect thoughts, though. You.
Maybe. Let me check.
It's like, wait, hang on.
I do not.
The cat ran below deck as you talked of throwing it in the water.
Yeah, I mean, he won't let him run below deck though. He'll dash in front of him like, no, none of that now. Come on,
Just be
be a good kitty and just give us a nice little hello there. Introduce yourself.
He the cat looks around. He's looks like he's just waiting on something. He's like, he doesn't say anything telepathically. He just kind of looks around and he's waiting.
Nereus, weigh anchor. Let's get the fuck out of here. Something bad, I think, is about to happen.
Nereus raises the anchor slowly with a contraption to reel it all the way in. The ship takes.
We got all the supplies and everything on board, right?
Yeah, because he was saying
Okay,
about
cool.
how he had organized them the way he wanted it, and nobody fucked it up this time. All that stuff. So he says. So as the ship lurches off, the cat just says, "Oh, finally," and he morphs back into that half elf that you saw before. And he just sits back and he looks like he's cracking his neck, and he's just like, "You never quite get rid of the urge for someone to pet you, scratch you right behind the ear."
And I will admit it can be very comforting and a real kind of stress reliever, but that's beside the point. Again, I would very much appreciate if you identified yourself, friend, and exactly how you know us and why you've been apparently stalking us.
Ah, yes, of course. He does a very dramatic bow, and he says, "My name is Esbern Donahue."
Okay, is that someone we should know? Is that relevant?
He gives you a mischievous smile, and he says, "Absolutely not. Nobody knows that name. 'Tis my own, and I make sure to keep it close to my chest."
All right. Well, from the feel and vibe of things, you're certainly... What's your whole shtick then, eh?
He says, "I am a humble servant of Muswell. I have been charged by the great god of Pan to follow out the king's needs.
The god Pan, the nature deity.
Indeed. It's a big satyr, real lovable goofball, kind of crazy, you know.
Kind of crazy.
All right, and you're helping out the King of Muswell for some reason.
It has been my charge.
What interest or connection does the King of Muswell have?
The King of Mosswell formally invites you to the Great Hunt.
Great hunt, you say? And that would be...
No.
The Great Hunt is a sport where, well, you will be tasked with either evading or defeating several of the dragon hunting god from Polari.
Excuse... okay.
Why are we doing that exactly?
Oh, because if you will succeed, the King of Mosswell promises you citizenship in his great country, deep in the inner heart of Mosswell, where you will be revered as gods and kings. If you survive.
I see.
He, looks at him and he's like, so... You're saying we have to evade or defeat dragon hunters?
Indeed. Now, this all takes place in a controlled area. That way, it's not like just go all over the world, destroy things in the process. We would not want that. Of course, the King of Mosswell does not care for naught and needless destruction.
I see.
And you know that we're dragons, then?
Of course.
Is that it?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Go ahead, Bono.
Okay, so when you say evade, for how long exactly?
So, he pulls out a roll of parchment, and it's got just a list of things on it, and he says, so, the Great Hunt. This is a week-long venture. We go into the connection of Mosswell and the Feywilds. Low populations, many places to hide, and also, if there is battle and it is of a big scale, minimal casualties could occur. You would have to either evade them for a week's time in this land, or slay them. Either one. If you succeed in your task, well, you'll be awarded riches and titles, lands in the heartland of Mosswell, and an audience with the king himself.
Did you hear the last part there?
I see.
All right. And might I just ask, how have you become aware of our true nature, as it were?
Because he fucked up.
He's been watching.
Because he fucked up.
He pulls out this small tag, and he says, bot number 32765-23 has a recording that it's sent back before its deactivation. Very impressive, I might add. So we have seen some of your abilities and also your interaction with the great dragon of the sea.
All right, then.
It is also worth noting, he says, that you are by no means required to accept this charge. You can continue on your way, if you wish, and just ignore me.
Why does your king want us as citizens?
And at which point he'll just send the dragon hunters after us.
Oh no.
Because...
Oh no, he will not. In fact, he has sworn, and it's in this document here, and he shows y'all, he has zero intention of unveiling our nature or whereabouts to the great dragon hunter of Polari.
So my question for that is, does he want us to be citizens to help make his place stronger, having Dragon on his side.
Oh, that would be completely up to you. The titles, everything, they are for you. If you choose to be a helper in the expansion of his wonderful kingdom to help our world progress into the next age, absolutely you may. But you are not required. You could just be humble citizens of the great country. But what he does not want is to have dragons flying around terrorizing his citizens. Now, I have noted in my discussions, in my letters, that y'all have not seemed to attend wanton destruction. So he sees an opportunity.
Orin kind of just like glances towards Aurelius and Nereus for a second, like, and then like looks back towards the half elf.
So all he's seen us. He hasn't heard all of our conversations or anything.
Yeah.
He says. So basically, essentially, what he is after, is for you to become great citizens of his kingdom, and if you're citizens of his kingdoms, you won't be inclined to help the enemy's kingdoms. We couldn't, for instance, we see no gain from your joining the Mosswell, not the Mosswell, but the Sangonian armies, or the Anguinian armies, or the Anguinian.
And what happens if our identity becomes known to the public?
If your identity is made known to the public,
Yes.
would not be on me, would be on you. So, if you chose to take this task and accept your titles, you would be revered in Mosswell. You would have an opportunity to fly the skies as you wish, freely. If you
chose to decline,
if you chose to decline, we will back off. As long as you don't interfere in our ventures in the wars, we will not make your status known to the ruler of Polari. If you do succeed, we will grant you the citizenship, and you will have a badge of honor. Even the king of Polari will not be able to hunt you.
And how exactly does that work? How exactly can you guarantee that we'll be safe living in your kingdom there?
Well, he says, have you ever been to a great city in Mosswell?
Not really.
No, I can't say that we have.
The cities in Mosswell are some of the safest and finest places in all of the realm. The citizens of Mosswell who do not enlist in the armed forces are generally the happiest in the known world. If you succeed your task, you will no longer be hunted by any of the dragon hunters. I say this, I do have to add, of course, the amendum that it could be dragon hunters from other countries, but you would live in the inlands of Mosswell, so these issues would not likely affect you.
So you're saying basically that if we accept your invitation to this contest and we succeed and win, we gain not only our freedom, at least from Polari dragon hunters, as well as the king himself, but gain not only citizenship, but nobility and other accolades in the kingdom of Mosswell, so long as we do not cause any further trouble, disruption, or issues for the kingdom of Mosswell.
As well as join any wars opposite of...
Well, that's what I mean by no more trouble or issues for the kingdom itself, of course.
Absolutely, and he starts like kind of making his way around us, like circling each one of us and just kind of saying like, you, he goes to Nereus, you, if you so wished to seek more combat, you could be a general in the great navy of Mosswell. He goes over to Orin, you, if you wished, you could go through every monastery in all of the land of Mosswell, which will soon encompass the entire realm. He goes over to Kisa and says, you, well, I've chosen not to include a few things, but you'll be closer to your goal than you've ever been. He looks over at Aurelius and he says, "You, my friend, will have all of the investigations you wish to undertake. Mosswell, while big and safe, is not without its own mysteries and disappearances. The lands are vast." He looks over at he looks over at Monaghan and he says, "You could be a rock star in our country. All you have to do is accept this contract."
May we have a look at this so-called contract that you have?
Absolutely. He hands it to you willingly.
And
Yeah, Orin will like look it over and he'll like have everybody like kind of crowd in behind him, like looking
I'm gonna ask
all poring over the pages.
as well. Do we have a certain amount of time before we can, like, for this is non void, or do we have all the time we can take?
Well, so it's not really a time. Okay, so we are currently 3 months from the winter solstice taking place. The cold is beginning to take its grip on the world. So that is when we would like for this event to unfold. The citizens of Mosswell would greatly enjoy this show, as we have got everything set up for it to be scried to the citizens. It's going to be an amazing event. Do not worry, we are not sheep. The hunters would have no access to viewing these.
So, have you offered this kind of deal to other dragons that have come to your attention?
Alas, we have offered it to 4. 4 total.
And what were their successes percentages?
3 of them didn't believe me. Well, 2 of them didn't believe me. And eventually were hunted down. 2 of them were eventually hunted down by the great King Aegor. Unfortunate, but they turned it down. We did not divulge that information to him. I will make that clear. The other 2, one of them was very successful and still reigns to this day in Mosswell. The other one, not as successful. He lost the hunt. It's all part of the game.
So essentially what you're saying is you want us to be top quality entertainment for your people in exchange for our freedom and potential lives and livelihood.
Your freedom, your lives, the ability to fly the skies without having to look over your shoulders and wings in fear that someone's going to come after you. He holds up a dart that has the same emblem as the one that affected Monaghan before, and he says, "And you won't have to worry about these buggers ever again."
And just another clarification. If we take you up on this offer and we successfully win the contest, would we be allowed to leave Mosswell at our leisure, go as we please, or would we have to be restrained and restricted to the borders of Mosswell itself?
You would not be restrained or restricted to the borders of Mosswell, no. The only restraint or restriction you have is that if you were to leave this country of Mosswell, you must still represent the country of Mosswell in some capacity. It is just a simple token of citizenship, a bit of loyalty to the country for which you would call home.
Well, I would then ask, would it be possible if we're going to dedicating ourselves to some extent, either way, to this not just country, but the concept of Mosswell, the symbol of Mosswell itself? I feel I would only really be able to do so truly if I actually had an understanding. As I've said before, I don't believe any of us have actually spent much time, if any, in any of Mosswell's great cities and seen how Mosswell conducts itself. Most of what we heard has been from the outside in, for people that, Mosswell's been taking over the world, they've been fighting, been dying and suffering and such. If I'm gonna
So you wish
truly
to see,
dedicate myself,
You wish to see a great city of Mosswell.
well, I wish to experience a bit of the actual culture and the way that Mosswell conducts itself with citizenry and ruling and rulership before I could ever really truly think about dedicating myself to anything.
He says, I can write a letter to the King of Mosswell today, have an answer for you for that by the morn. I could see no issue with it. Likely, to expedite the process, he would have arranged a method for you to visit this city through a teleportation. It would be timed, so you would have a set amount of time before you were transported back here to your vessel, wherever it may be.
Fair enough. I, at the moment, don't believe I have any reason to mistrust just yet. Again, the only thing we really have encountered was one of your robot thingies, or what, your metal men that kind of attacked us for no real reason.
True.
These are trying times, with the Sangonian forces and the Kingdom of Ortea attempting to pinch Mosswell, as it were. The automatons, have been set to a rather intense mode. Now,
You don't.
until the time of your offer being accepted, I have disabled their sensors whenever it comes to your vessel and your persons. So the automatons of Mosswell, for the next 72 hours, will have absolutely no interest in you. If one was to fly by you, it would fly right past your ship.
Very well. Again, if that's the case, if you could be to send request to the king himself for us to temporarily visit one of the great cities of Mosswell to get a bit of a feel and vibe for it. We'll wait for that, and in the meantime, we'll converse amongst ourselves here to get a feel on what our overall feelings and vibe are for the decision, if you don't mind.
I got you. Would you like to pick a city here? And he unfolds a map. Being in the idea of you wanting to have full discretion here, I understand completely. You can pick any city in Mosswell that you wish. Though, if you do decide to go to the great capital of Nemoons, I can guarantee you will not be bringing weapons with you.
We'll have to bring all this inside soon.
Well, if you can, of course, guarantee our safety.
No harm will fall upon you during your visit if approved by the King of Mosswell.
Out of curiosity, since you know what we are, what good is not bringing weapons going to be?
Well, it's more of a formality, you know.
I would say, yeah, it's a pledge of good faith, as it.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you say weapons. I'm assuming you mean like even things that require magic, like as I point to my instrument.
So no, the great citizens of Mosswell surely appreciate music, as long as it's not bagpipes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, he's done his homework. That's for sure.
The city of Carb, he points to this one
God, not
specifically.
Carb.
He says,
Carp.
this city is ruled by the dragon who succeeded.
Well, that answered my question of where I would prefer to go if we did.
I was going to say that might be our most informative stop, for sure.
True.
Yeah,
But
it's probably been rebuilt.
Sit down.
That's just
Sit down.
that's just the place that I am saying. If y'all were interested in going there, you could pick any city in this great kingdom that you wish.
Understood. Well,
I'm assuming you'd rather stick to the main heartland of Mosswell, but if you'd rather go to any of the new developed areas, then that is also absolutely okay. Though I do warn you, If you go to a city and he pulls up these these cities right on the coast of Sangonia, and the ones over here that are right here, he said, if you go to a city here, it won't quite represent how Mosswell truly is, as they are freshly being renovated and being brought into the cusp of their citizenship of Mosswell.
We'll go ahead and we'll take a bit of a add it to our deliberations for our decision.
And he says, the last bit of advice I would give for you if you do pick is I wouldn't pick anywhere here in this area.
It's what's closer to Pilari or whatever.
Yes. Because the only way that we could do this without issue is to not, as I said, give away your position to the King of Pilari, as it is not our intention to just outright have you killed.
Yes, well, I would also ask you too that, again, with how fanatical or seemingly fanatical and dogged the King of Pilari has been in the systematic hunting and execution and genocide of our people and race, again, I just find it difficult to see why he would acquiesce to the King of Mosswell so-called harboring folk of our kind.
Well, you see, while the King of Polari is a powerful figure, he has nothing on the King of Mosswell.
Why do you have one of your...
Well, that's quite a claim indeed.
Yes, why is that exactly that you say that?
Because our king, a battle-hardened man himself, has not been one to hide in his castle as this war has reigned. He has been known to fly on the front lines of battle, atop his own personal dragon.
The King of Mosswell also has a dragon.
Indeed. Currently, within Mosswell, there are two known dragons. The King's, and the one that I spoke of before, who rules over the city of Carve.
I see. All right. Well, does anyone else have any pertinent questions they'd like to ask Esbern now?
No, honestly, I'm down for it. I like the idea. I wanted safe harbor, and that's what they're offering.
Seemingly, yes.
What's
What
the name
would
of the
you...
dragon?
Go ahead.
What's the name of the dragon that's still alive? What?
Okay.
Who is it?
The name of the dragon who still lives, the one who rules over Carve.
Yes, who is it?
His name is Nuktuk.
Nuktuk.
He is from one of the great polar caps, though. I will not claim to know which one. I don't know everything.
Savior of the South.
It's either the north or the south. He's from one of those two caps. He has been known to shoot impressive beams of ice from his mouth. This is quite impressive.
What dragon does the king claim to ride?
He doesn't claim to ride any. The dragon that he rides is a red dragon. He is a very boastful creature.
Red dragon, you say?
Said to have lived for a surplus of 390 years, give or take.
I see. And what about the dragon that the king Lari rides?
He says, unfortunately, I am not at liberty to divulge any information about Polari with you until after your successful tournaments.
I see.
I see the catch.
I cannot divulge any information there because, well, If you decided to ignore me or attack me or try to kill me in my sleep, then you would be an enemy of the state. And then it would be trading secrets. I can't do that.
No, it's understandable. No need to apologize. One particular question that has come to mind as well is you seem to be a particularly informed individual, and higher up echelons, obviously, being a liaison of a literal god, apparently, with the current king of Mosswell. So perhaps this question might be answerable to some extent by you. What exactly is the kingdom of Mosswell's intentions for the world? You wish to essentially conquer it for all intents and purposes, but for what end would you say, as a person who seems to be dedicated to the cause for all intents and purposes?
The great king of Mosswell is after one goal and one goal alone. Peace. Whenever the whole world is reigned under Mosswell, there will be no more wars. The lesser world of Carillion, that wretched city we were just in, we would no longer have places like that, where people are struggling to survive, being executed just for trying to steal a loaf of bread. Sure, some question his methodology of how he does it, but surely you understand, most people don't choose to just give over seats of power without a fight.
So essentially you're saying that you wish to rid the world of all pain, strife, war, famine by essentially utilizing war, pain, and strife and famine. For a time, anyway.
Exactly. See, you understand. It is not that he is a cruel man. He is simply someone who strives to reach his goals. He is a lawful man. He has been nothing but good to the realm. It is said that his father even helped save the world, the entire world, from the forces of the pagan god Akari.
So, what about, did the kingdom of Mosswell ever try to achieve world peace through, well, I guess, more diplomatic purposes of unity? I mean, and not just diplomatic, but no doubt Mosswell is clearly one of, if not technically speaking, the single greatest military power currently in the world, with your incredible advances in technology and magic. With that being the case, though, why has there ever been an attempt to maybe try to work together with the other kingdoms in order to establish this brand of peace? Or was it just simply immediately to conquering and overtaking all of them with the idea of, we know best and we have the power to do so, so we will?
I have been alive for a long time myself, but it has not been that long. I am no historian by any means, but it is in the history books in Mosswell of the last meeting of kings in Polari. This idea was brought up and quickly shot down by several of the kingdoms. The Sangonian Empire even going so far as to offend the king of Polari immensely. And that was the last time that any of the kingdoms, aside from Mosswell, were accepted into Polari. Unfortunately, as to all the details of what this meeting entailed, I do not know. I was not there. I am no historian.
I see. So you can't account for why it is exactly that it seems like almost every other nation in the world is currently fighting back against Mosswell. None of them seem to have actually joined up, if given the opportunity. It just seems
well, that's
strange.
Not true. Sangonia and Corellia have joined forces. Drakenreach has remained neutral.
I mean, specifically joined with Mosswell, is what I'm saying.
There was once a country, and he points over here to this part that's next to Sangonia. He says there was once a country here, and the few beings that held seats of power there willingly gave their land to Mosswell.
But the people of Fortunis or Ingwinian or the King's Coast of Artea, or even Grimrot, none of them joined forces either with Mosswell. The big areas, the big countries, the actual...
They have not, no. But they have also had fighting amongst each other. Ingwinian and Ortea have been at odds several times. Fortunis, and this is from the king's mouth himself, will not be touched any more than it has. He has great love for the elven people. The little bit of land that has been taken in Fortunis was taken simply to be sure to stop anyone from attempting to track through the wilds of that land and make an assault on Mosswell.
But other than that, he's going to let the elven kingdoms remain autonomous then? Or is he going to expect them to bend the knee, as it were, proverbially?
The only thing he expects from the elven kingdom is to still send visitors to come visit Mosswell from time to time.
But he fully intends to overtake Sangonia, Angwinian, and the King's Coast of Ortea, as well as obviously the lesser world of Corellia, of course.
Indeed. They will all be a part of Mosswell in time. The only
What
kingdom...
does he plan to do with Grimrot?
With Grimrot?
Yes.
I don't know his particular plans, but I know he intends to bring law and order to that lawless place.
That's enough for me, honestly.
Well, all right. Again, no one else has questions at all, or?
I think so. Will we?
Do you have
be
any
able
rocket
to-
boots?
Rocket boots.
No.
You did.
Would
Also-
you be mad if we had any?
He raises his eyebrow. No.
I think probably Mosswell might be the only place where rocket boots would be acceptable to kind of have, or at the very least,
Fuck, I
wouldn't be
got
like-
rid of them.
Yeah. Wait, what did you do with them?
I don't remember. But I think I got rid of them.
I think you gave it to. I think you put it on a ship somewhere.
I gave it to someone or sold them. I did
Yeah,
something.
I think you gave it to someone because nobody was you because they didn't know her. But so I think you just gave it to somebody, but I forget who.
Yeah. But my question is though, will we still have like the same principles in Mosswell as well as in the Feywilds? Since you are like not informant, right? What are you again?
Myself, well, his eyes kind of flicker for a second. He says, I'm what your people would call a changeling and a druid.
Ah,
He's a liaison of the god Pan, representative.
so will we have the same like privileges in the Feywilds as well?
Well, the Feylands is protected by Mosswell. They don't intend to take any more from the Feylands that has been taken over time, because that's one of those historian things. Something about the old king being great friends with Pan in his mortal form. Something along those lines.
Is that also why nobody's touched Drakenreach either?
Well, Drakenreach is seen as it's its own thing, you know. You don't go to war with Drakenreach. There's just no reason.
Why not? I mean, there's apparently a lot of like pertinent information or something about dragons over there, right? It'd be helpful for hunting them down if people are so keen on it.
Well, visitors are very welcome in Drakenreach. Visitors from all over.
All right, but
So it's just a
so
matter of that. Long ago, it used to have a different name. I forget what it was, but it had a different name back then, and it used to be a lawless land full of evil and pain and suffering. And the great god of Zim, the great Amethyst Sun, and he holds his hand up, like looking toward like it'd be to the sky. He says, he brought that land to the state that it sits in today, of being free and hopeful.
so what?
Also,
That's out of
also
respect for
there's-
him.
Also, Sangonia can't take Drakenreach because of the centaurs.
There are centaurs in Drakenreach.
Oh, they're right all along the coast of the Sangonian Empire and Drakenreach. They are right there, and they have formed a home along the lines there. And passing through isn't difficult, but passing through with an armed force is near impossible.
I see. What else exactly is in Draken? I mean, even with a fully armed force for the Singonian Empire, they're quite a bit bigger than Drakenreach. They wouldn't be able to, if they wanted to, mount a successful assault and conquest of Drakenreach, even with their most likely far superior military.
Well, the paladin armies of Polari are sworn to help Drakenreach in any case of invasion.
Oh.
Most of Sangonia is also empty land.
Huh. So everybody just kind of leaves Drakenreach. Yeah. All right. Well, any other questions anyone has right now, Sir Esbern?
I just need to know the name of the city y'all wish to visit if this offer is accepted by the King of Mosswell.
What, in your opinion, is the greatest Mosswell besides capital?
Well, he kind of sits for a second. He's like, the city of Stanton is a well-known place. It's a rather large city, and it has several great qualities to it. Carb, of course, you would be able to meet another of your kind. Let's see. Ah, yes, Kizar. Kizar is said to be one of the main hubs for brothels in all the land. And he gives you like a wry smile.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being so forthcoming, and this has actually been incredibly enlightening about a number of topics that have plagued our minds for quite a while now. I'd if you'll though excuse us for just a little while.
He
Come
says,
up with a decision for.
He looks around and he goes over to a window and he looks out and he says, he holds a hand up and he says, "Hi, you have about an hour before I need to send that message to make sure I can have it back to you by tomorrow's eve."
Understood. Thank you for your consideration, of course. Friends, family, shall we? As he kind of like turns and like kind of like gestures for everybody, kind of huddle up a bit away from him.
You notice that he just goes over to the dire wolf, and he's immediately just like petting and playing with it, and the wolf just looks like it has a best friend.
You guys, I'm listening to a sigh and saying, "Well, I guess the second time."
I mean, hey, he's a druid, very powerful. Hell, he's friends literally with the god of nature, so...
You're right, so he's cheating, I see.
Yeah, yes, exactly. He's cheating, so it checks out. Anywho.
That's what you want to take away from it. Yes.
Yeah. What's everyone's thinking? What's everyone's feeling and, preferences, thoughts, ideas, comments, concerns?
I mean, I enjoy it. I would like to do it, but at the back of my head, it's like a too good to be true moment.
Indeed, there's certainly elements of it that seem to be a bit miraculous or a bit unrealistic, but you never know. We might be in due for one one or two miracles at this point. As he kind of like looks over to everybody else as well.
I mean, we can always do it. What's that spell I can do again? We can do a deviation spell if you want.
Divination.
But yeah, thank you.
Divination.
Yeah, I can. Well, me and Rillis can do it in our dragon
Yeah.
forms.
Malara just says, "So he's a bear."
He's an individual highly attuned to the power and magic of nature itself, able to transform into many different beasts and creatures and critters at will, for at least a certain amount of time for a while. I'm not exactly sure on what his limits are, but he's basically a magic nature man, essentially.
She pulls out a notebook and just writes down "Magic Nature Man." Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. He also has the ability to change his normal form too at will, because he said he was a changeling. So they can basically make themselves look like any humanoid creature that they want. They still have to have, the same amount of limbs and stuff, but they can be as short as me, or as tall as Nereus, or even Kisa, and bulky or whatever. They can change gender if they want to. It's, they're very free-flowing.
What a freeing combination, actually. That's pretty freeing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, to be fair, we can do that too, like, all things considered. Technically, we can also just change at will into any creature. We can, so, But yeah, it's,
I guess.
they can look like any one of us. Just, be careful. Keep, an eye out, just in case. Oh, that's true. We should actually all, and Oren will say this telepathically, we should all come up with, a code phrase amongst ourselves that we can ask each other at any point, so that we can confirm we are who we, appear to be, just in case we have people trying to infiltrate our group at any point.
Alright. I'm gonna say everyone's head. If I say, I love the bagpipes, it's me.
No. I mean, they might say that too, just because they might not have enough information on you. It's not isolated enough. Yeah, it has to be something very specific, and that here in conversation. Something like, what was it?
I see a line in Relis's diary.
Well, I mean, they could. Well, I guess they wouldn't necessarily know, but they could read. I'm saying something like this. Keyword, Verulian Sky Splitter is my keyword.
Nereus says, I feel like Relia should have a large part in saying this, seeing as how his mind was so affected by the last thing that happened. Maybe this would be helpful in boosting his confidence in his decisions.
Well, I'm saying maybe everyone should have their own personal thing, but yeah, okay. Or sorry, Viridian Skies, but that's it. What about you, Relius? How are you feeling about this?
Well, I was thinking Viridian Sky Splitter, but then you said it, so now it sounds kind of weird.
Okay, I mean, I would have said great minds think alike, but sure. We could all
we'll just stick with that. Yeah, buckets.
Okay, all right.
Viridian Sky Splitter.
Well, there you go.
God, if we fight someone that has a weapon by that name,
that would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? Honestly, I'd be like, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be just kind of like, wow, what are the odds? Honestly. Watches the GM literally just starts taking this down. He's gonna now.
Literally.
Weapons. It opens the sky as it slices.
It splits the sky and the earth. All right, then that's our key phrase, and Oren will again. He telepathically communicates with all of our party and friends. Keyword anytime you just ask them. Oh yeah, what should be the trigger phrase? Like.
What's the most badass name for a weapon? Nereus says.
Yeah, okay, there you go. What's the most badass name for Viridian Sky Splitter?
Nereus just looks proud, like, yeah, I contributed intellectually.
You did, buddy. You did. Good for you. I'm proud of you, bro. Now, back on to specific other business, though. What is everybody thinking and feeling about, the deal and how we should play it and go ahead with it?
Well, I didn't sense any malintent from him. He seemed to be truthful in most of his words.
Agreed. It seemed that way, anyway.
I on principle don't trust it, but honestly, if we can talk to the one still alive, and it's actually true, then hey, it's at least survivability for you four.
Well, I can understand why the king
to your
would
revenge
want.
as well, Kisa.
Yeah, he certainly seemed to imply that by doing this, you would technically be closer than you ever were before to your goals as well. Meaning they're not necessarily outrightly going to, I guess, intervene in such an encounter or conflict.
Like,
they might not actively help, but
closer, as in physically closer.
Exactly, but if they know what you're really wanting to accomplish, and if they're doing that, like I said, it might also be that they won't directly intervene either, which that is a thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Nereus?
He said I could lead an army of people on ships. I'm kind of in.
Yeah, no, I figured that was probably all it really took, honestly.
I mean, come on. He's basically just offering us, for a week of hardship, even less if we just kill the fuckers. A chance
Which
for
honestly, I'm always okay with, especially dragon hunters.
Precisely.
True.
I mean, in this particular instance, I don't believe I'd mind just being efficient, since this whole contest is literally them. So if that's the case, it's fair game. Well, Relius, you seem like you were on board with it, though, too.
Yes, I have no qualms with it. Seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Mono, you also seemed on board, but also still slightly skeptical at the end.
True. I'm fine with it. Plus, kind of rockstar as well,
Yeah. Herb, what do you have with your worldly wisdom that hopefully isn't colored by your disgusting racism of goblins?
More like craziness, but
I think that if what this man offers is true, it could lead to a life for you boys that I thought would never be possible. And you know I'm truthful. I will stand by you and do whatever you choose to do.
Kisa?
It does give me great hope in my heart that you can live without the misfortunes that I have had in my life. And the fact that I would have the chance to see the day where greatness is shining off of you without having to worry about everyone trying to turn you in for a bit of cold.
Kisa, what are you feeling about it?
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to talk to the other dragon first, and then I also want to know how many people that are going to be hunting us. It's going to be a whole army of dragon hunters. That's going to be a bit of a problem.
Potentially, it obviously depends on how strong individually they are.
For some reason, I thought he said 10. I don't know why.
And again, this is apparently only. Yeah, I'm not sure if he actually gave us a number. He said that they were specifically the dragon hunt Polari, though. Like that was the only specific thing he told us about that, was dragon hunters of Polari. Another question would be, if they're dragon hunters of Polari, if the king himself will be joining in on the hunt. Maybe you would have a chance at your goal sooner than we might think, then.
Not metagaming, but simply stating pretty much what he said. The king has no idea. The king, to the king of Mosswell's knowledge, has no knowledge of us yet, and they would not give him knowledge of it without us first approving
Yeah.
the thing. So it doesn't specifically say that the king would not be a part of it or be a part of it, but it does kind of imply that the king doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So they say.
Yeah, it's at least to their knowledge, they have not necessarily informed the king, is what they're saying.
Indeed.
So they say.
All right. Well, where are you leaning currently, Kisa? Before, of course, without taking in the opportunity to talk to the current dragon there and whatever else, where are you more leaning towards currently?
It'd probably be Carb, right? Because that's where the other dragon is.
Well, yes, I think we've all probably the best place that we should go is Card to get more information. But I'm again more so referring to where are you leaning in terms of accepting the deal currently, Kisa, before talking with the dragon? Is it still more so yes, or are you still more so no until you get more information?
I guess more so neutral at this point. I would very much like to get the information and very much like to kill that son of a bitch, but I also don't want to walk into an obvious trap. So
Of course, but I guess I'll present it like this: if you couldn't talk to the dragon, what would be your answer?
Honestly, it's one
How
of those
much of a trap could it be? They're telling us it's a fight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things I feel like we're damned if we do, damned if we don't anyway.
Well, if that's the case, then you need to make a decision about what you feel would be the most beneficial. Because obviously, if we say no, technically speaking, what they're saying is nothing to really change for us. You know, we'll just keep doing what we were doing before, traveling to Drakenreach and then eventually to Oasis and whatever. With, you know, people still constantly hunting us, with always looking over our backs and shoulders for whoever might turn us in. If we say yes, we'll have to go through a potentially fatal ordeal, but the rewards coming out the other side would be true safe haven in apparently the most prosperous kingdom country in the world, with high honors and resources. Basically, I guess our lives at that point could be whatever we want them to be. An absolute miracle dream, from what they say. So long as, of course, we don't become a direct threat or problem for said nation that they might want us to pledge ourselves to.
Honestly, right now, it does seem like a really great deal at the moment. I'm just hesitant, I guess.
Understood. You know, I would say that I am you me and Mono, I think, are all in a similar thing. Also, I think Relius feels the same as well, that when something feels or seems too good to be true, in my experience, it often is. I feel like there's truth in what he said, for sure. But I don't know if he's obviously telling us the whole full truth, of course. And maybe he is telling us the whole full truth that he's aware of, and that's exactly the intention or by design.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, you know, what he's offering us, he believes maybe is truly the truth. But we, of course, have no way of knowing for sure until we do it. Personally, I'm definitely leaning more towards accepting the deal, for better or for worse. It definitely gives us a higher chance and a more direct solution to at least some of our problems. Because hell, if we win, we get to kill or take out a number of dragon hunters, which will then lower.
Yep.
They're no doubt powerful and have probably experience with hunting our people, and well, we get to have a bit of a little bit of vengeance, as it were, as he kind of smirks at Kisa. Retribution.
You just had to use my favorite V word.
As well as if we succeed, we do get at least access to.
I wanted to say something so bad.
Yeah,
I wanted to
Yeah.
say something so
yeah,
bad.
that was definitely a very specific choice
You
word.
hear Mono
I
just
was
like
sit up.
you see Meryl smirk as you say
Yeah.
that.
We all just started
Yeah.
smirking at each
Yeah,
other.
literally, we're all just kind of like snickering and can't hold it a little bit, like. But
What?
of course,
What?
nothing.
Midges is
We
definitely
all
the-
love the
Nothing.
word as well.
No, the V word, yeah, favorite V.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nails.
Another one, but you know.
Anywho, that being the case, I think this is an opportunity that's being presented to us that Herb is right. You know, not many have any kind of opportunity for this. Now, of course, it comes with its severe dangers, but we're no strangers to that at this point anyway.
It says, honestly, I don't see a downside.
Well, we could die.
Okay.
It's a trap.
Okay, so think about it this way. It's not really a trap if we know what we're going into. And
No, it's
also-
still a trap for sure, even if you know it's a trap.
But also,
Trap is still a trap.
could you think of any greater death than fighting amongst each other?
Oh yes, actually.
Kind of. I mean, you know, like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I would. It's a bad death, of course, to fight and fall amongst our family and brethren and sisterin, but I would much rather prefer us all dying of old age, you know, after living a long, healthy,
old
happy
age,
life.
you know, famous, you know, with a bunch of family, you know, kids.
I'm
Tonight
in.
I will look
Let's
at the
do
stars
this.
and study them. I will see if I can witness our death.
Okay, sure.
If
sure.
not, then we'll probably find.
Sure. I mean, I'm up for whatever ideas anybody thinks could. I definitely think that personally, despite the fact I have some misgivings and I'm still suspicious, I think we should take the deal. It will give us much more information and progress than we ever had before, and if nothing else, maybe we might be able to find a way if things get a bit too hot, we can try to run. You never know. Again, no plan survives contact. And that includes any plan that comes in contact against us.
Like I said, there's a chance for vengeance. You might be able to end this. I say we take it.
All right, I think we're all then in agreement that we were going to take the deal, and that the city, at least we want to go and see first, is Carb. Yes, everyone's good with Carb.
If
Yes.
that's the one that the other dragon is at. Nuktuk, I believe his name was.
Nuktuk.
Nuktuk. Yes.
Weird ass house dragons.
I'll also see about maybe having Malara over here not being killed with us. I hope that she can still help us, of course, in the fight, but she's not a dragon, and so she doesn't deserve to be slaughtered with us if that indeed ends up happening.
Well, I mean,
She
technically, that might.
says, I think I should be able to speak for myself.
I mean, of course, I just, I made a promise to you.
You said you
I
would
don't
give me
intend to go
home
back on it.
whenever we were done with our adventures.
Well,
That's what you said, yes?
yeah, I said I'd do my best to bring you back home safe and sound.
Exactly. And you can't do that if you're stuck somewhere without me. Also, if you die, well then I definitely won't get home, and then I'll have to kill you.
I mean, I feel like I'd already be dead, but I get what. That's fair.
Plus,
I would deserve it.
wouldn't they kill her for like treason of harboring dragons?
No, I mean she didn't harbor us. We kind of, took her with us.
Yeah, but we know that.
We're harboring her, actually, if anything.
She is no citizen of any land-based nation.
Oh, so like she'd be fine then?
It depends on
Probably.
depends on her situation, just like in the world, like even in Mosswell, even in the safest parts of Mosswell, if you're in nature, there's anything that could happen in nature. So, like, it's,
I don't think they'd execute her or whatever. I don't think she's not committing any kind of treason, really. Again, we're adult dragons at this point, and we brought her along with us, so she's not, especially since she's not technically a citizen of the surface world. Hell, if they kill her, maybe there'd be some kind of diplomatic the undersea denizens, and then there'd be even more war and things to worry about with the terrestrials against the subterraneans.
I guess, but like, shouldn't
you hear a
There
little,
should
you
be,
hear a
like,
little,
some-
you hear like a bark next to us, and you look over, and there's just 2 dire wolves just staring at us.
I got you. I'm gonna see if I knew which one's mine.
They're identical at this point.
Nah,
Like, they
nah,
look
I
exactly the
got
same.
this. I got this. What I roll? I got this.
You could do like maybe a perception check to see if the smell is different.
I feel like
you
it
know,
would be
you might not-
a insight check.
that
Inside.
too. Either one I think works. Like if you want to
Get a
smell them.
advantage. True smelling. Do I have advantage smelling?
I mean, well, everybody can smell. You just,
True.
Some people smell worse than the others.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have advantage since I'm always with my direwolf. Do you know Ramon?
No. It's just
I don't know. You could try to see if he'll do it. You could try to see if he'll do a trick. Ramon probably won't. The other one might. Just a trick.
Yeah, the other one definitely will.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other one will respond absolutely the way you want him to. Ramon probably won't.
But okay, then I'm going to say sit. When not sitting, right? No, roll over. Yeah, I'm doing roll over. So animal handling, roll over. I rolled a 20.
It doesn't.
That's pretty good.
Wait, you're supposed. Okay, so they both do a flip.
I was gonna say you roll high enough, Ramon will listen to you too. So
No, so I'm like, huh?
Need the insight check to see
All right,
if
that is a 5.
with a
wow,
five,
Nice.
you go.
That's
you
unfortunate.
go over to one
Less
of
than
them and
my
you start
modifier.
petting him, and it just says, "Why, thank you. I do appreciate a good pet."
You're gonna see me stop for a second and then reach my other hand to like Ramon and pet them both at the same time. Let's see what I get for that. I wasn't that 20 by 11.
You're just bare. Like you're.
I had that
Like
without
Ramon's just kind of like, you don't even know who I am.
you can't even recognize, bro.
I have advantage. That's a 17. That's 17. So like
17. He would let you pet him and everything. And the guy says, all right. It's been about that time. What are we at? What city were y'all trying to go visit?
I do believe that we have agreed to go to the city of Carb.
The city of Carp. Great choice. He writes it down on a piece of parchment, and he says, "I will have your answer by tomorrow's moonrise, at the latest."
Well, we appreciate your, again, consideration of nature. Thank you, sir.
He goes and just jumps off of the ship and turns into a raven and flies off.
Show off.
Is he, though? I'm pretty sure we can all do that, too. In fact, I don't...
Yes, we can. Doesn't mean you're not showing off.
Fair enough.
A little bit of showing off. I understand what you mean.
Again, I respect, like I said, I like his style. Again, I really do. I appreciate
I
him.
will say we are more impressive.
I mean, he can't turn into no dragon, probably. Maybe. Again, I'm not entirely sure exactly how strong he is. Maybe he can. I don't know.
True.
Herb just like flexes.
Well, anywho, I do believe that we should probably get some rest as best we can.
Well,
We're gonna be.
are we staying here, or are we gonna wait? Or are we gonna meet him back out in open water?
Oh no, we're already moving out. We already started sailing. We're already out now.
Who the hell's piloting the ship then?
Probably Theodore at this point, since we're all down here. I've been training him like late at night when you guys are like all asleep. Me and Nereus and sometimes Herb start teaching like Theodore how to steer the ship.
He just flies up. He's swole.
He steers the ship like how in Over the Hedge the animals drive the car. Like he's just like using his whole body to like swing the helm and turn it and spin it.
You're gonna see like
Herb's just drinking, watching him. Yep, that's
Mom
right.
was gonna ask like, how's he doing? And he's just like, oh, that's how.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he'll like start like running on whatever, and he'll stop and like he'll fly back the other direction. He's actually become rather well at it. Like I taught him a little bit of my like monk ways, so he can also kind of like run and move in very interesting ways. It's honestly, it's been a treat.
Okay.
As the night continues, it would come time to have a long rest and go to sleep for the night.
Oren would probably like kind of go and have a conversation with Malara. Like, okay, so I just want to again just confirm you don't have to come with us with this. I mean, this is not what I had in mind. Invited you on these adventures. This is definitely far more than I was expecting. Are you sure that this is what you want to do?
She says, I get to visit so many different places that if I died on this adventure, at least I will have died seeing more than just the cities under the water that I have seen my entire life.
You're gonna hear or you're hearing your head from Mono. If she dies, you're a failure.
And she says, besides, I have hope on my side. And a belief that
someone
through
does.
the forces of life, we will be able to survive anything that is thrown at us.
Well, I tell you what, that certainly gets me right in the feels, I must admit. So it was beautifully put and expertly said, my dear. Well done. If that's the case, I am always an avid believer that to decide their own fate, if nothing else, at least to the best of their ability. So I would not dare disrespect you by denying you that. You're more than welcome to come with us, and I, as always, as I have done before, I promise to do my best to protect you and make sure that you can get home nice, safe, and sound.
She just laughs and she says, I think I'll have to be the one that protects you. I heal, you kind of just punch things.
Well, sure, but I mean, you can't really protect, I mean, you definitely help me. You can't really protect if you can't kill something, if you're just going to keep attacking you. It'll be like an endless stalemate kind of thing. But
she says, I can kill things. You know how many sharks I've fought?
Oh, no, that's impressive. A shark? Yeah, absolutely. Was it like a great white shark or a tiger shark? Or...
They were huge.
Or a shark.
Huge sharks. And she says, and 3 of them I have fought.
Oh, that is impressive indeed. I think they kind of just probably go on like this as like Oren kind of like prompts her to tell him more about her amazing deeds and accomplishments in fighting, and they kind of just go like that for a while.
As the night continues, with the rest of everyone would rest. The morning comes, and we have traveled across this great portion of water here, and we are passing by the city of Skarata. As we pass by on the ship, we can see it doesn't look impressive over there. It looks like a rundown coastal village. It only has 2,000 population.
You said run down Crystal Village?
Coastal.
Coastal, thank you. I don't know why I heard Crystal. That would be cool though.
What is this, Wizard of Oz?
Jeez.
No, it's
Get
a
your
Wiggly
shit
place.
together.
Get it right. And it was emerald, not crystal.
Are emeralds crystals?
Nah.
I thought they were
Nah.
gems.
They're gems, yeah.
Let me...
Right, I don't know the classifications of a crystal.
I don't know either. I can Google it.
Right? Like literally as a crystal dragon.
That's a crystal dragon.
Who the fuck is...
Was that a car?
Or was that a motorized fart? What was it?
Wasn't me.
I was hoping someone finish it. I was hoping someone finish it. Ah.
Say goodnight, Grandma.
As we're passing by this coastal city, we see the people there are just basically lining the entire coast with fishing poles and dragging fish out of the ocean as fast as they possibly can. Going through, the direwolf decides to wake up and go above Jack. And
Aha, I was right. I'm
Which
over
direwolf
crystals.
is it?
what?
But which one is it? Is it my Ramon? I'm not know who it is.
It is.
Found the difference.
Oh, I follow suit. I'll follow Ramon.
As he's looking out, and he just starts whining. He's like, "Nope, don't go there. Bad feelings from this place." But he also looks like he's ready to just jump into the water to attack something.
I cast dancing lights around him in shapes of what's it called? Little animals. To see if he can chase that for a bit.
I feel like that would make him just go crazy chasing things. So yeah, that's fair.
But
Nereus calls out, "Does anybody want to stop in this city here, or are we trying to just sail by?"
For the love of God, sail past it.
We already stopped in one depressing area. We don't need a
Yeah.
second.
True. Plus, Ramon doesn't really like that place. He seemed a bit scared of it.
I mean, if everyone is feeling, against it, I guess we can keep going. You never know what you might find, though. It could be a diamond in the rough,
If a little
Definitely rough.
true, no diamonds. Probably coal though.
There could be. I mean, coal turned into diamonds with enough. That's a thing.
Yes. So you're saying you're gonna burn the city?
No, I said pressure, not burn it. You don't burn coal to turn it into diamonds. The fuck?
Well, you need heat and pressure, not just pressure.
I mean, you make pressure, you can but you don't want to burn it though either. I could maybe hold some coal and
Technically, enough pressure causes heat.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Heat alone is not going to turn it into diamonds.
That's what I said. Pressure and heat. Well,
Well, you said burn it, so I mean, it's just markedly different. Anywho, we could, we can keep going if everybody wants to. Orin will just take out his spyglass though and look at it from far away, wistfully, oh, what secrets you could have potentially harbored within your walls?
People dying on the streets.
Yeah, it's help me!
You go,
All the
you
secrets
see
you
that
could
dead
have
guy over there? That's our mayor. The highest ranking official in our city for 3 days.
Well, I guess I'm your new mayor.
no.
We're gonna go ahead and start getting some good exercise regiments. Healthy is with a healthy body. Let's go.
If
Yeah,
that's
I
your
don't
first rule, I am not gonna be there.
Yeah, I don't think it's the exercise that's killing them. I think it might be the lack of nutrients.
I mean, look at that. But good exercise includes good nutrients. Of course, we'll go ahead and.
If it's anything like the previous town we just left,
I mean, they clearly were lacking in nutrients, good healthy exercise. Did you see how malnourished some of them looked? They need to be able to take better care of their bodies now. It includes taking in enough calories to keep yourself nice and balanced. It's all about the balance. All right, let's continue on, though. So many places we're just passing up. So unfortunate.
We can always try to fight something. We just pull into a city and be like, yo, throw hands.
I mean,
I don't think that's the best idea.
Probably not. At least if like Kisa said before, if every other similar to the last one, as soon as we try, if we want to do any kind of stuff like that, swarm us and attack us, like all the guards or whatever. So, and again, like I'm not against doing that in a non-lethal manner. If we're I'm always up for some friendly sparring.
true. You and Narison, spar.
Yeah, me and Narius and you and me, Kisa
No.
and Herb. We can all have a great sparring match. Just
I'll keep watch. I'll support.
no. See, you got a bit of a problem there, Mono.
Herb says, I could...
But once you run out of spell slots, you got to be able to defend yourself even after the fact, especially if you're disarmed.
You're gonna see Mono lift his hands up and say, "What do you mean? I got my hands."
Exactly, but you need to be able to use them like this appropriately. And he punches forward, and you see almost like a shockwave elicits as he just snaps his fist in a really super fast front punch like that. You see? Give it a try.
Sure, I got you. I'm gonna cast a
simple jab punch.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna cast presentation, make it look like a small shockwave as I punch real quick.
I just saw you cast the spell there. You can't deceive me.
What do you mean?
You can't deceive me.
You need to get the feed to do it secretly.
Yeah, I literally just saw you cast the spell. What are you doing? You literally spent 6 seconds casting the spell and then punched
Actually, it's not 6 seconds. It's it's instantaneous.
It's an action to cast it, my dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's 6 seconds. The effect is instantaneous. Yeah, the effect is instantaneous, but the duration for casting is not. So you sit there going moving your arms and your hands around. He's like, what are you doing? You're like, hiya! And he's just like, I saw you cast that spell. Literally, it took you 6 seconds to finish.
I was just chanting, my native tongue of Elvish.
That's not your native tongue, for one. We're all dragons here, technically, so Draconic would be our native tongue.
You're a dragon? Oh my gosh, I didn't know.
Okay, all right. Point being, see, you rely heavily on your magic, which isn't a bad thing in most situations. Sometimes you might not have access to it. What if we get into an anti-magic zone or something? What are you gonna do then?
Dragon form?
Well, you might not even be able to. Although in an anti-magic zone, we might just potentially.
I mean, even then, I can just, I can still use a breath while in human form.
Yeah, you can, but you can only do that so often. It's not reliable.
I mean, I can also, claw, bite, and
if you're in your dragon form, yeah, but at that point, things are.
Aurelius is just gonna walk over and put his hand on Monogon's shoulder. Don't let Orin get you down, Mono. We all fight in our own ways. You use instruments, he uses fists, I use a knife and hiding in barrels.
I mean, of course I know that. I tend to tune him out sometimes,
Yeah, I'm not trying to get him down at all. I'm just saying it's good to have, versatility for any potential thing.
So, would that also
unfortunately, we can't all have versatility.
Exactly. No one can have legs like that.
Well,
you specialize in that kind of thing. We specialize in one or two things.
Well, yeah, sure. But again, don't you think that it would be beneficial for all of us to learn from each other?
True, then. Okay, then how about you learn how to use magic and, music?
I do. I have magic and music. He pulls out his flute and also his cast spells before.
I don't really know magic. I can make bullets hurt people. Really?
I know magic.
I was gonna say usually us.
What magic do you know?
Oh, simple ones like guidance, command, divination, dancing lights.
And you didn't help him with his animal rolls?
technically it's dragon form, but I'm
Yeah,
assuming I
dragon
can still do it.
Yeah, we can all cast the spells
We
even in our
can?
normal form. Yeah.
You told me I could have done this shit. I could have done that shit.
Yeah.
Dragon form.
Why couldn't you? Why would you not be able to cast spells out
you
of
know
your
the
dragon?
spells.
If you can if you could do it in dragon form, why couldn't you do it out of dragon form?
I can cast command.
Yes.
Once a day.
Yeah, you can do it once a day. That's how I'm able to detect thoughts, for instance.
You know, even as a dragon, I don't really know any spells.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
no,
a pretty basic dragon.
Yeah, you're a metallic dragon, but you have 2 different breaths, though. You know, that's pretty cool.
That is true.
We don't have different breaths. We got just the one breath. Well, I mean, we have different breaths, but yours is you've got more. You've got like 3 different breaths or whatever.
Wait, you're here.
I got one.
To use,
Yeah, no, me too.
deviation to see what might go on. If you might die in the hunt. We could do that.
I mean, I don't know if divination exactly gives us, a for sure kind of thing about that, but you can give it a go.
It's not gonna be for sure, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not against it at all. If
Hello? Did I crash?
If
Oh, that was him. Okay, good.
Orin.
Oren,
what happened?
you said if, and then it cut out.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know why Discord keeps doing this. And it's only Discord that seems to be a problem. He just he said I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. I think if you want to do it, it'll still be fun regardless. So I'm down for it.
Understandable.
Before I
I think
cast
divination would work, actually.
Huh?
Divination might actually work. We wanted to see what would probably happen.
Yeah.
Or it's I'm thinking. Let's see.
I'm reading right now. Actually, I'll just do this. I'll put the definition of not definition, but the what it does in chat real quick in group notes.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say your magic.
Just we ask a question about an event or something within the next week.
Yeah.
It gets answered.
So it's we don't get a. We won't get a clear yes no kind of thing. It's a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So we don't necessarily know, but again, it'll still be fun if nothing else. It might not give us any real more insight, but it'll still be a fun thing to do.
All right, good. So how should we ask this question?
Well, I mean, we could since you both can do it.
We could say, how do we die? I feel like that would.
Well, no.
No, it has to be an event within the next.
Yeah, it has to be an event within the next.
Well, if it doesn't work, then it'll be great, right?
I guess, but that'll be a waste of a spell. That's we can cast for a day, once a day. This spell.
Yeah, I mean, it comes back for you, and we wouldn't necessarily much else anyway. But I will say, I don't know if we should. More so, it has to be it's a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. So we can literally just ask it will we succeed in winning the what do they call it? The Great Hunt? The competition, the Great Hunt.
That's also not in the next couple of days.
True.
Oh, when did he say we're doing it? We're doing it in a month.
He said 3 months.
3 months.
But we are visiting
Okay.
the talk to that
Winter solstice.
Yeah, so we
right?
couldn't do it now then anyway because it wouldn't be within the next 7 days.
But we will talk to Duck today, right? Duck.
He should be here. He should be here before the sun's. Well, he said moonrise, so sunset, moonrise,
Alright, then
somewhere
I
in
guess we
there.
can-
Okay, so yeah, if we're gonna take a little bit, if we're gonna be able to go to Carb, we can maybe ask will we be able to ask the dragon Nuktuk about his experiences successfully in Carb?
All right. You're gonna see me start casting divination, and then I'll be asking that question that Orin has said.
So to answer it is cryptic, so.
Yeah, it's either a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's like
It does have to be a truthful reply, though.
Yeah,
I was gonna
it
say
does.
the wind picks up really great, and the sails just take off. We speed in the right, and we speed on our course.
Okay. Well, I think that's a positive reaction. I think.
Or negative, like running away.
Well, but we're going in the way we need to go.
I mean, the right way could always be a way.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't actively see any problems or issues. You know, it could be, that it wants us to more quickly head in that direction of, asking because we'll succeed.
At that moment, a bunch of fly fish fly across and just fill up our ship as they're flying.
See, look at that! That's an amazing omen! How fortuitous!
Fair.
All right, I'm feeling better about this already. Do we have another question that we want Relius to... With his divination specifically?
Is Nuktuk lying?
About what?
We could maybe ask that. Would Nuktuk lie to us? Or even we can maybe ask, like, is Nuktuk truly living a prosperous, happy, satisfying life? Prosperous, happy, safe, satisfying life. Does that sound good?
Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect for a cryptic answer. One's life is only as satisfying as one makes it.
Well, that was a fun time, I suppose. I shall, fuck off now.
Okay.
Like,
I just realized it's part of the God or God's servant. Who did we talk to with both those questions?
Who did we talk to?
Okay.
I mean, we did already talk to a girl with Kellamvor, maybe? Connection.
What god came up with these cryptic answers? I'm gonna go smite them.
The God of vengeance. Imagine
I'm not
the
gonna
God of
lie,
vengeance.
for the logic behind the fucking behind the answer for that one, that would probably be Kellamvor.
Well, what was the first one?
Probably nature god, but if it's like wind and shit.
Pan.
True.
Yeah, probably Pan.
Actually, technically.
Well, we'd kill the cat, or I mean, I don't know. Would Zim technically have domain over that?
Oh, true. He is the one.
I think he did take domain over it, didn't he?
Yeah, he at least his title was like the something ever. I forget because GM said it right at the end.
It's I'd have to go back and actually like pull up that exact title, but I feel like it would be Zim, so it would have been like the Amethyst Sun, take it like because y'all did slay a Akati.
Yeah, Zim ate him literally.
Yeah, he blew up inside of you.
Yeah, it was pretty epic actually.
As the day goes on, as we're just talking amongst ourselves, and it's a rather cheerful day with all the good omens and the cryptic answers and all that good stuff. But that could also be an answer for yours, along with that little cryptic answer, because like the day does go by extremely smooth. There's no misfortune on this trip throughout the seas. As the sun begins to set and the skies grow darker, we see a bird on the horizon.
Ah, he's returned.
I mean, you might not know that yet. I mean, there's probably land nearby, is there?
Oh yeah, I know it's him. It's got to be him. I know
You
that
say that, and it's literally just a
bird.
seagull.
Anywhere. Yeah, he just like flies past us. And he's like, he's just playing around. In a moment, don't worry.
He just pops up behind you. Like, I've been here the whole time.
Any minute now.
It literally just flies past the ship.
Any minute now. Don't worry. I know my birds. Oh yeah.
It's
Any minute.
flying coming closer is the Raven. As he approaches to the ship, you see his body begin to change shape into his normal form as he lands gracefully in front of us.
Maybe push him over.
I mean,
I don't like that he landed so gracefully.
You could try.
It's all right.
Wait, you still got servant. I don't think you should mess with God servant.
I feel like he would take it extremely personally because he's been so kind.
You just push him. Just start bullying him. Just flick him in the
Nerd.
head.
Can't land like that here.
What kind of guy likes nature, you bitch? You fucking nerdy bitch. You're nature boy. Yeah, you're a little nature boy. Just like for no reason. Just like why, bro?
What tree hasn't hit you ever making fun of today?
I would just say it'd be hilarious. It'd be funny if Relius just trying to bully Edgar or fuck Esbern just as he comes back, just for no reason.
I can see
And Esbern would then probably eat him like as an owl bear, probably.
not even that. I can see just lightning strikes Relius twice.
Just take it too. Like fucking I deserve it.
Yeah, just like a lightning rod. It's like ah!
What would happen if he ate you whole and then you transformed into a dragon inside of him?
Probably blow up unless he's can get bigger than Relius in dragon form.
Didn't that happen in The Boys?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, a couple of times, I guess, technically. Although he didn't get eaten exactly when that happened.
Oh, you mean that part? Oh.
There's something else. Again, I think it happened like twice. One of them.
I consider it to be one of the most unwatchable parts of the whole series.
It is.
It's a hard one.
That
It's
and
a
the
high
snake,
one.
You know, and the snake one. You know.
I still haven't seen the new season.
Me either.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Not amazing or anything, but
Without any spoilers.
Just set up.
Murder boner.
God,
Wow.
murder boner.
Is it that snake? That's the snake one.
As he lands in front of us gracefully, he says, "I have the best of news, friends."
We're getting money?
He looks at you and he's like, "No."
You'll accept my proposal?
What's his name? Keeled over from a heart attack?
I think he's gonna say that the king accepted our request.
Oh, that's still good though, right?
The king has accepted your request for a brief visit to Karp. He has allowed for it's a 24 up to 72-hour visit to the great city of Karp.
Ah, well, that is indeed quite generous. Thank you very much for taking it to him and bringing back such favorable response.
The only catch to it is it must be done immediately.
That's perfectly fine with us. A question: are all of us going, or who all is technically do this?
Well, you're the first group of dragons we've encountered in ever, almost. I mean, not ever, but like the first one that we've encountered first, anyways. So for this, your whole group is going to be accounted for.
Even remote?
Even remote.
Oh boy!
And
All
Theodore.
right. Honestly, I've been meaning to bring Theodore more often. I think he's a bit lonely. Ship.
I mean, you guys are wrong. You can open now.
I don't feel like. I'll be honest. Theodore feels a little uncomfortable with Ramon. Ramon kind of looks at him
He
very particularly.
he starts like drawing stuff on the ground, like on the base of our ship right here. And he says, "Is there any questions y'all had before we go about anything?"
I guess we should probably just leave the ship here. Is the ship gonna be safe here while we're gone?
Absolutely. I will watch over it myself.
Oh, thank you. When we get to Carb, are there accommodations already for us, or is it kind of just gonna be city?
You will be staying in Faryard Keep.
Far Yard Keep. I like it. Sounds cool. Okay. Should we be aware of any specific like conduct within the city? Like any, I don't know,
Just
maybe
don't, just don't behave like wild animals, and you will be fine.
Oh, he kind of like pauses for a second, and as he kind of, his eyes just kind of like flit over towards Nereus and Aurelius again. Oh yeah, that should be fine.
Nereus is just like picking something out of his ear. It's like-
That should be fine. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just on the note, if like something does happen, like if someone tries to attack us or whatever, are we good to defend ourselves?
I can't see you being attacked. If something from nature should attack, well, you can't bring weapons with you. Well, this was already established. I did say this.
Oh, I thought you meant only for the capital. Okay.
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. I do apologize. If you were to be attacked, it would have to be by, like, if you were outside the city in nature. But if you, of course, defend yourself if need be.
Okay. If we're attacked in the city by like a ruffian or whatever, just on the off chance, are we still okay to defend our lives? Of course, regardless, but just so we know what we're walking into.
We are a civilized people, so if you are attacked, if your life is not truly in danger, we would prefer that you didn't kill somebody, but rather return them into the gods.
Understood. All right. You heard him, everyone.
True.
He said, any questions about the Great Hunt?
Kisa, I think, had, or she might not be back yet. I believe Kisa wanted to ask, like, how many of the dragon hunters will we be facing?
20.
20.
I'm more like
No, you have a 3-day head start.
How powerful would you say they are? Are they like, do they work in tandem, or are they like just 20 like individual powerful hunters, pretty experienced?
Like on the scale from 1 to 20, what would you say they are?
Are they like ranked even? You know, like, oh, this is the number 1 hunter, 20 hunter. This is the number 5 hunter. You know, like that.
They all go through their own training. I did misinform you there. It's not, you don't get a 3-day lead. You get a day's lead, and then the rest of the week they have to hunt you. Most of these individuals are on their own usually, although some of them have been known to work together in groups of up to 3.
Okay, up to 3.
Would you say the ones that are by themselves are a lot stronger than the groups, or?
I assure you, everyone there will be incredibly strong, as they will be hunting not 1, not 2, but several dragons.
Right. Yeah, I assumed as much, to be honest. Yeah, I figured that would probably. You're gonna broadcast this all to people of Mossvale, so everyone's gonna see our dragon forms. Then, yeah, they're gonna know that we're dragon.
This is true. Yes.
Okay.
As dragons, you should have no issue with this because you could easily just change your form. If you
But I love
decided
this
to.
form, you know? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna say I've kind of gotten a little bit attached to this form. Not gonna
Although
lie
if
to
you
you.
accept and you're in this, then even if you're in this and you accept it, then if you win, you'll be revered as your dragon forms, as your true forms, as well as whatever form you take. If you lose, you'll die. So it's kind of one of those things like, is your identity...
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's understandable. Yeah.
true.
Like I said, we have taken the utmost precautions to not have our efforts point any fingers towards you at this time. Nor will we have opportunity towards you in the future, unless enemies are made of us.
Right, of course. Will the king potentially be taking part in the hunt as well, or is he exempt from that?
Oh, he is going to be. He actually announces it himself. He does not hunt the dragons. That is a bit beneath him.
Orin kind of like narrows his eyes a bit, like, okay, sure.
Why is
Cool.
that actually? That he...
Well, if he hunted you, it just wouldn't be fair.
Fair enough. Okay, cool, awesome. Anyone else have any questions? Skedaddle.
I guess let's see if I can get one real quick.
Please.
And just a refresher. Where's the area of the hunt? Was it again?
It will be taking place. I'm gonna pull up the map. There it is. It's in this area right here. It's in the Feywilds. All of this land between these borders here. There's great walls erected here, along this river. All the way
Nice, he
up,
said erected.
and it goes all the way up to.
Don't
this
draw
area.
attention to it. Just giggle silently behind your hand.
This entire area right here, including these two old towns, are part of this hunt.
I see.
So essentially, if you follow my mouse, it's like right through here.
And what
This
happens if we go beyond those points?
Well, you'll be violating the hunt.
Also, what is that circus tent there?
Traveling unmissable circus.
Traveling unmissable circus. It's actually a circus.
Yes. I wish you went on the
Well, no,
last
this is-
campaign.
This
There's a
is
bridge.
the bridge. It's a huge fucking bridge.
Yeah,
Is
there's a
it
massive
called
bridge.
Huge Fucking Bridge?
Like this river is huge. This city is.
It's
pretty
literally
big.
the size of a city.
Yeah, like it's.
Huge.
There's a reason to this kind of thing. And then there's a storm. There's a portal here. Not a storm. The storm was.
The Storm God.
Portal. There's a storm somewhere.
I am the Sand Guardian. Guardian of the Sand.
But regardless, that's not the point.
The
This-
fuck is that? Monolith?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
This area.
Uh-huh.
I can't get it to go away. There we go. All right, this area is where the hunt will take place.
All right then. Fair enough.
Now, he stands up straight and like brushes chalk off of his hands. For what I have written here. No wait. He looks perplexed for a second. He's like, anything about rain? That'll be fine. He says, whenever everybody steps inside, they will be teleported to the kingdom of Cobb. And whenever you say this word, you shall return to the ship, or within 72 hours you will be returned to the ship.
What is that?
Pumpkin pie.
That's a very out the way word.
Ooh.
Do
You
we all
have to
have
go out
pumpkin
of the-
pie?
Listen,
I would
okay.
say I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
All right, you've already
No, I
said
don't think they do. Otherwise, it would kind of ruin
I'm
it, you
more of
know?
a
He looks
I'm more of
perplexed
a
for a second.
potato.
Don't say it until you. Okay. All right. And starting 3, 2, 1 now. Don't say that word unless you wish to return to the ship.
Which word again?
But
Pumpkin
I'm
pie.
more of a sweet potato
Oh, okay.
pie kind of guy, you know?
Okay. All right. So I would say you don't have that pie there, right? Because then that would inadvertently make us return early, right?
I mean, there might be somebody.
No.
Somebody there might have some. Oh my god. This
Okay.
is just.
What?
I feel like you should have picked a better word.
Okay, you know what?
One last question.
What?
We're returning in 72 hours no matter what, yes?
Yes.
What if one of these idiots gets locked in jail? They're still returning?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, if one of us says it, do we all return, or does that person?
Is that person return?
Gotcha. Okay. No, I'm fine with that.
You know, the chaos in me is just going, hey, we can cause trouble, then out.
So question, if we buy anything, can we like bring it with us if we like say the word or just teleport after the
Anything
hours?
you
or-
have on your person will come back with you.
I was gonna say it would be kind of weird if like things we carried didn't come with us, because oh shit, but how do we just teleport naked both ways? I mean, I'm not against that personally. I don't have a problem with nudity myself, but I know other people don't have as, the same comfort level.
Yeah, I had that phase. You guys forced me to put clothes on.
Yeah, hey. It was more so just to keep low profile,
What do you mean? I was I was legal age.
Well, yeah, no, it's not legal age, but it's just we're all very attractive individuals. There's a lot of the eye already.
True,
Being
but I got
naked.
more because of it, though.
I'm just saying, it's important to be able to know to be more subtle, at times. Survival and all that.
You guys might look at you like blink and say, "Okay."
You see, he's over there just like rewriting some things on the doc, and he's like, "All right, the code word is asshole."
Nope. See,
Well,
that's not
we'll
good.
definitely say that.
Yeah, that's not gonna work at all, right?
They call me that at least 10 times a day.
Literally, I mean, we're like that. That's gonna have us gone like within,
you're gonna see
5
Monica
seconds of
say-
getting there.
You're gonna see Monica and like walk over and say, "Mind if I do the password real quick? I have a good one. We won't
I
say
got
it all."
this. Here, how about this? He changes it one more time. He says, "The password is I love Polari."
Okay,
Yeah, no,
I can see that.
that'll
works.
work. Yeah,
see
that's
that,
Yeah,
fine.
that works. Honestly, yeah.
I figured y'all would probably never say that in any other context. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's well done. There you go. See, look, problem
Not
solving.
glad that we have to say it, but it's fine.
Yeah, well, we can always just say it sarcastically and it'll still work, right? We don't have to
I might
actually
just wait
like.
the 72 hours.
Just wait the 72 hours.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't. If any time we need to, you don't have to mean it when you say it. You can just say it sarcastically, so it's still like an insult,
He says, "All right, now step in one at a time, and you will be transported there."
Copy that. He'll look over at Malar and he's like, "Well, would you like to go?" As he'll like offer. And
She just like dives. She just like does this.
I appreciate that. And Orin will like do a front flipping after her as well, like woohoo!
A little flash of light happens each time, like when each of them goes in and they disappear.
Wow.
Herb
They call
says,
me a child.
Herb says,
I
Quite
walk
energetic, aren't they? Just walking behind them.
right, same.
Herb says, "I'm gonna grab some gold," and he runs and grabs like 2,000 gold. And he comes back. All right, he jumps in. Nereus looks at the changeling and he says, "If anything happens to my ship, I swear to Zip, I'll find you." And he just steps into the portal. Kisa,
What?
are you gonna go into the portal?
Yeah. I guess someone's gonna watch these idiots. There you go.
As we were
Walks in.
As we were all teleported, we were teleported to a balcony on the keep overlooking a gorgeous city. There's hundreds of people roaming the streets. The doors behind us open, and there standing in front of us is a man that looks like a Loxodon. But you can smell something on him. Something familiar. And he says, "Oh, my name is Nuktuk. How can I help you?"
No.
Oh my goodness! It is an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance, and we have so many questions for you.
I'm assuming, based since you teleported here, you were sent by King Nathaniel.
I suppose so, yes. Specifically, Esbern Donahue was the liaison who brought us here,
yes.
but it was by King.
Yes, you're dragons. I get it. Come on, come inside.
All right, fair enough. This isn't like some horrible trap that we've led ourselves into now, is it, though? Just, getting it out of the way.
He says, I'll be honest with you, I would probably think the same thing. I did think the same thing. I didn't come here, obviously, and there was no other dragon here, so it was definitely not very trustworthy. I didn't believe any of it. But I didn't have anything else to do. So I chose to. I said, fuck it. Let's go fight. What are your questions? I'm sure you have plenty.
Well, first off, not that I hope this doesn't come across as rude at all. What kind of dragon are you?
I am from the North Caps. The ice is my
White dragon? Or silver?
I am a white dragon.
Ah. All right. What? Well, I guess biggest question out of the way right away.
Why am I a Loxodon? I get it.
No, not that. I completely understand why we all got personal vibes, kinks, and stuff here or there. I don't judge, No kink shame, but no kink shame. That's all good, bud. No. What I really wanted to ask,
actually, but
is I actually wanted to ask. I mean, is it true? Like, how are you? What's your quality of life here? What